Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
There's a third. No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Are you allergic to Mondays, Jason?
As a matter of fact.
That actually sounds like that is such a DJ thing. Hey, everybody, you allergic to mornings? Well, tune right in. Are you serious? Your plug's not working? Mine is. Maybe they took your headphone plug. We've been having these issues where we plug in our headphones to the little headphone jack by our microphones, and mine hasn't been working, so I've been using the one Alan normally uses. And then when Alan comes in, it's just weird. He crosses over to the other one. Now I come in this morning, the engineers fixed this one, but now apparently Jason's isn't working.
Maybe it's Jason's headphones.
Oh, well, I mean, are your headphones working right now?
Yeah.
Oh, there's your theory, Chris.
To be fair,
well, actually,
they saved about $15 by not going with the better headphone jacks.
Normally in a situation like this, this would be where the egotistical show hosts with all their, egotisticalness, go off on the engineer. What is wrong here? We know the engineers are actually really good guys, and I think it's more of they are constantly chasing the ghost in the system, and it's a slippery it's like the Ashton Jaunty of ghosts.
Oh, wow.
It just keeps
slippery.
breaking tackles. Well, this whole out like a lamb garbage. It's raining outside. Today's March 31st. Supposed to be this.
Hey, you and Chris love it.
I guess apparently it's a wet lamb, angry lamb.
Mike Lamb.
Would a lamb be the least believable? Like if somebody remember that movie? You probably didn't see it. I didn't, but I've seen trailers before. I think it was in the 80s. It was a horror movie where it was like, I think it was called like Attack of the Lepus or something. It was bunnies that like morphed and had like the big, which I believe bunnies are scary. I just think,
yeah,
they're just weird looking. And this whole thing was like bunnies. Like it was like Attack of the Killer Bunnies, basically, is what it looked like. But which would be less believable as like an animal turned crazy and rabid that murdered people? Good morning. Rabbit or lamb?
I don't know. Chris, wasn't your thriller you just saw a couple years ago called Lamb?
Yeah, but that was a family that couldn't have kids adopted a half human, half lamb baby.
Sure. What a movie.
How high were these people?
Half human, half lamb.
It was Icelandic, so.
It was ham.
That was, it was only showing at Tower. It probably had about 20, 25 people in it.
That many.
And the part where they showed, like, them picking up the baby, it was like, you could see, like, the baby butt, but it's still, like, half lamb. And I just went, like completely involuntarily. My friend got so mad at me.
That's actually, you know what? There is a rabbit hole on YouTube you can go down. It is fairly entertaining, which are like uncomfortable things people do in movie theaters, right? Like things that just stand out, make people laugh. And I think the best, I haven't seen Oppenheimer, but in the movie Oppenheimer, the big
not a comedy.
But not a comedy. The big climax is when I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's when they're dropping the bomb or they're testing the bomb.
They're testing it for the first time.
Okay. And so apparently in the movie, when the bomb first goes off, it's completely silent. It's completely silent, and then all the chaos.
But it was very deadly.
Right. Well, funny you say that, because there's a clip of somebody in a movie theater, and it lifts. The bomb drops. It's incredibly silent in the movie theater, and then all of a sudden you hear this, and someone just timed it perfectly, and then the whole movie theater just starts dying. The clip is out there, and apparently that's called The Lamb Before Time. Is that correct? Off the text line, or are they just having fun? Somebody
Is that your movie?
No, somebody texted it.
No, that's not the. No, I said it was called Lamb.
Oh, sorry. Okay, all right. I thought somebody was saying they saw it. How was your weekend, Jason?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I thought about you last night. There was a deal on salmon at Safeway, so made that for
about me.
Well, I made that for the kids.
Okay.
But then, I guess I need to tie this in now. But then Melissa and I had jambalaya.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, see, it's good.
Or shrimp.
I did shrimp on the side. So you had the option. It had the sausage and all the stuff in there, and the red beans and the rice. There's probably with more red beans and rice than jambalaya, but we did that.
You put red beans in your jambalaya.
Yeah, I do sometimes because it just beans and rice just works.
It does.
It's all starchy and whatever. It fills you up. I almost brought some in actually, but then I don't know what Chris is. Chris did the fast last week.
He did. He's done now.
Now we did the text, or he sent a text at one point to us. I want to say it was Friday afternoon.
It was.
And you were outside of a taco place, a Mexican restaurant?
Taco truck.
Taco truck. Did you partake?
I did.
How'd that go?
It was incredible.
And how to go after that?
Everything's good.
Wow.
You had Mexican food on Friday.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes.
I'll be a little grandiose. I think mine was better.
Yeah. Well, apparently Del Taco got rid of the spicy chicken jack quesadilla a few months ago, which is incredibly disappointing. So it was just a chicken jack quesadilla. And I don't know what the deal is, but I don't live that far away from the Taco Bell. And when I got home, so you guys have in front of you 2 hard shell tacos. You have a chicken quesadilla, and you have a thing of Del Taco fries. In what order do you eat your food, Jason?
Fries, quesadilla, tacos.
Chris for life.
Quesadilla, tacos. I don't know about the fries.
Okay.
Because he hasn't had the Del Taco
The correct
fries.
answer, Jason, of course, is the fries. It doesn't really matter after that, but you have to eat the fries first. And fries first is generally the right way to go in any combination. But I got home and the fries were just limpy little.
Done.
Yeah, it was so disappointing, dude.
Maybe a fry. Actually, you got home. You made it home.
You mean without eating them?
Yeah.
I was on the phone. Because you're right.
That's a perfect drive home.
It's the best fry.
Oh wow, I ate them all. Oh, there's 2 left. That's fun.
It's the best fry.
Yeah.
It really, truly is the best. The best fry is perched on top of the drive-through bag, and you're just eating them as you go. That's the best fry.
Time kill.
You can't
drive
wait
home. They're done.
You can't. And if you try to do the thing where you roll up the bag, it steams them.
Yeah,
they're just not the same. So yeah, no, it was.
You
good.
had limb fry.
I had limb fry, and then but good news. Really, honestly, had a huge.
You can't save him though.
No, you can't.
Once they've done that,
it's over. But I will say the weekend got off to a wonderful start because in the I took a selfie in front of the Del Taco. I was doing something. Somebody said, "Are you really a Del Taco?" I was like, "Yeah, actually, I am right now."
Oh, that was almost after I hit Tom.
Chris calls me on the way.
Purposely.
I'm driving on the way home, and Tom, I was pulling out of the gate on Friday, and Tom was on the side of my car. He was outside, but he was I don't know what he was talking about. He was saying something. My passenger window is down. All of a sudden, we hear this, the kind of thing here at work where it's somebody you know. And turn around, there's Chris. And he's just, so then apparently, so we leave, and then I get a call from Chris when I'm on the freeway. And Chris, you found out not all Tom's senses work.
So I was I'm just like, okay, you guys are just doing this on purpose to keep me from leaving. and it would take longer for me to go the other way and until you guys. So I just kept on honking the horn. So as a joke, as Tom was going towards his car, I sped up to him as if I was going to hit him, and I was trying to scare him that way. And I got pretty close to where the sensors came on my car to like stop me. And he had no knowledge of it at all. Like he was completely oblivious to me almost hitting me with his car.
And what I said to Chris is I was like, God, Tom can't hear.
Right. At all.
I thought your senses were supposed to go up.
I think they've gone away. We had this argument a couple of days before that because Kyle said something to him and he just kept his head down. He's like, hey guys, how's it going? And you're like, dude, why is he like ignoring Kyle? And I'm like, I don't think he heard Kyle.
Yeah, I called him out because he just kind of was gruff, I thought. But to Chris's point, or maybe Tom's just praying for the sweet release of death. We
that is a possibility. Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
The weekend got off to a great start, though, because I found out at Del Taco that in the Del Taco store, they sell.
Excuse me?
In the Del Taco store online, they sell their sauce packets now.
What else would they sell there?
There's like a shirt and some socks and stuff. I might get some socks just because you can't really see
Del
Saco. Very well done. I cut it off, but you can see like the top of the socks there.
Yeah. If you add them to your cart, you will.
Well, I already have the sauce packets on the way.
No, I know, but I mean the socks.
Yeah, there's also an apron. There's a couple other things. 100 sauce packets, any flavor for $8.99. Or you can do the 300 sauce packets, multi-pack for $24.99. I mean, why not? If you're going to get them. So now the sauce drawer is going to be completely stacked. And then, Jason, as we go to break, this is how you roll into a weekend. I'm texting with a friend of mine, and she's asking, we have a mutual friend. She's asking where does she work, or where did she work? Because she just got a new job. And I said, she mainly worked for B of A. And she goes, Bank of America? And I said, no. Come on, silly, not a banker. And she goes, that's B of A. I go, oh, different one. She goes, I don't understand. And I put a couple question marks. And then she goes, what is it? Is that an acronym? I said, what is what? She goes, what is B of A? But another pronunciation of B of A, B-O-F-A, is, of course, what is Bofa? To which, in all caps, I get to respond, Bofa D's nuts. And honestly, if you can get somebody like that into a D's nuts trap via text, although, yes, it's a 12-year-old thing to do, it is almost like I've never won the World Series.
But that was it.
It's a great way to get into a week. And then I screenshot it, and I can show my, look at that. And then everyone's going, yeah, gotcha. Summa, S-U-M-M-A, Bofa, Imagine Dragon, anyways. Try it today.
Try it
on a friend.
You'll like it,
especially because it's opening day for baseball in Sacramento.
That's right.
That is absolutely right. We'll talk about that today. The A's first ever game in Sacramento, as the Ath is tonight. We've got a Kings game tonight.
Yeah, we do.
We had a Kings game over the weekend too. We did.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, and the Final Four is set. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. Starting off a week for you right here on Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
We're super excited to announce that the new Truck Center is now open at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and it's easy to find from anywhere. They're centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. At Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you never have to sacrifice great service to get a good deal. They make sure you're treated the way you deserve to be treated, showing time and time again that Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's the place where a handshake still means something. I mean, that's the reason why people are coming from all over town: Elk Grove, Folsom, Woodland, Roseville. Stop on in and experience the difference for yourself.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Come on. Let's go. Well, it's playing.
Sacramento, 70-43. Well, there aren't a lot of fans left in the building. The ones that are here are letting the Kings know how much they did not like this performance, particularly in the second half. Final score, Pacers 122-95. It ends up in an absolute blowout. The Kings end up shooting 36.5%, far and away their worst shooting performance of the season. And they just end up getting smoked.
Not to double up here, but that was Indiana at the home game. This was the last.
Shot clock violation taken by the Magic. Final seconds tick away. And this road trip is off to a horrific start for Doug Christie and the Sacramento Kings. They've been buried tonight in wire-to-wire fashion. It's a 30-point margin. 121-91 is the final score. And the Kings slip back to 2 games under 500 and trying to hang on to that number 9 spot. And a possible home court advantage for a play-in game in Sacramento has taken a pretty big jolt with this loss.
Update, they would not hold on to the 9th spot.
Dang it, Jason. It just, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Out like a lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only, well, I can't even say good news because our fan base is split. Normally, good news would be that the Suns lost their 3rd in a row. They are still a game and a half behind the Sacramento Kings for that final 10 spot. Dallas is a half game ahead of the Kings now, having won 2 in a row. It is a race to ineptitude between those 3 teams. To be honest with you, Dallas is the only one showing any life, and their schedule is, I wouldn't say easy, but I think the easiest remaining, even though the Kings have a couple of clunkers coming up with Charlotte and with Washington. I don't know. Look, man, I probably need to stop reading stuff because I know that I'm always aware that there are Kings fans that, and I've said this before, that tune into Kings coverage because they want to escape the constant negativity and pessimism and whatever can be grating on people. I totally understand. I just don't have anything positive to say about this team.
That's fair.
I sports hate them. I want this season to be done. I want them to go away. And normally you'd even say like, well, there's the off season and there are things they can do. But this is the state of the Kings right now is, unfortunately, we don't know who the front office is going to be. If it's a new front office, it's an unknown. If it's the same front office, there's a lot of worries as to whether or not that front office can rebuild this team with what they're holding on to right now with the contracts and the lack of value. I'm really, truly, other than things could be worse, they could be in Seattle. 2 years ago over the weekend was the 2-year anniversary of them snapping that 16-game streak. There were a lot of really good memories there, but it also crystallized when you look at that night, Jason, in Portland, and what a special night. I honestly, weirdly enough, remember the next morning's show probably as much or more than the night before. There were tears and just everyone loved each other. When you think about where we are now from where that was, it just stinks, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of ready for anything now, right? Like if someone says, well, I want the 9, I want to host one more game. Sure. That's fine. I want to be out. I just want the season to be over. I just want to move on. Sure. Yeah. I'm used to kind of stand more on one, like, nope, got to get in, chip in a chair. You just never know.
Yeah.
Which if the Kings get there, I'll probably then shift into that mode.
Yeah.
But they're not there yet. I think they'll be there, but I'm saying I think. I don't say that with conviction. And then, I saw someone post the other day a way more positive outlook than even I thought of it. They were saying, in all honesty, guys, this is the best 3 years the Kings have had since the early 2000s.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, but it didn't. I go, okay, wins. You're sure. But then if you go, man, there's one playoff appearance, one play-in, possibly one more, maybe not. I guess. I mean, it just didn't make me feel that much better.
Well, the problem is you're prisoner of the thing about success is expectations come with that.
Mm-hmm.
46 wins last season, 48 the year before.
Yeah.
And this team is going to be damn lucky to get to 39 or 40 wins this year. They're almost, it is all but a certainty they will not finish 500 this year. And they would have to be 5-3 the rest of the way to finish at 500. And I see. Well, we'll get to that in 3 for Madness. But anyways, we will go over the game highlights or lowlights or whatever, and we will have a rewind and we will preview tonight's game. We will do the job. And yeah, when and if the team is in the play-in, I'll be all pumped up and in the moment. But they are limping into the off season. Number 2, please.
Number 2.
Come on, Julio.
Julio will bat. He's 0 for 2 in the game. There goes Robles. Swung on and destroyed. Lift off here. Upper deck on its way. Goodbye. Nearly to the top of the upper deck. That was absolutely destroyed. Julio, a monster 2-run home run, and the Mariners lead 2-1.
And that's where the final would be. That was the entirety of the Mariners' runs right there. Good old-fashioned little bit of a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
For today's day and age.
Absolutely.
You had both starters go 6 or 6 2/3 respectively. Both give up very few runs. JP Sears looked, I thought, really, really good.
Yeah, the A's pitched well this first weekend.
They really did. And they come away from Seattle on a 2-2 start. They split that 4-game series. And they come home. They come to Sacramento, getting ready to debut against the Chicago Cubs, the 2-4. Remember, they have an extra 2 games from playing the Dodgers in Japan, an extra 2 games there. 2-4 are your Chicago Cubs as a year. So, look, if you're going to debut against a team at home, there's there's a handful of the most historic teams in baseball, and the Cubs are certainly one of them. Should be a very celebratory, I would imagine, atmosphere tonight in Sacramento.
Yeah, and I think weather permitting, I know we have some rain leading up to it. I think it's going to clear up for the nighttime, which will be good. But yeah, that would be a bummer if the first game in Sacramento got rained out. But I think we're going to be good today.
Let's see.
According to Dave Stoppler.
Yeah, let's look at let's just take an instant check of the weather here.
It's right around 6. We're good.
I think you're right. Yeah, it says there's a little, everything has a cloudy around it. And then at 5 p.m., there's a 30% chance of rain. And then it looks good. Right at first pitch should be partly cloudy, it says, with temperature around 53 degrees.
Chilly.
Well, there's one thing I want to there's one thing I was curious. I was going to say right around 5 o'clock, winds will be out of the west-southwest at 15, gusts to 28 miles per hour. But then at 7, slows down a little bit, gusts to 21. It'll be a little windy there.
Okay.
Be a little windy, a little chilly. If you're headed out there, bring a jacket, get a poncho, order some peanuts. All right. Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Izzo just told his team, don't foul. And that's it. The storybook season continues for Auburn.
This is the dumbest bracket ever. Jason, I saw your email yesterday. This is what's hilarious. This is how chalky it is. I had 7, my 8, Elite 8. All 4 Final Fours. Obviously, that means the championship and I didn't even pick Duke. So even if the Final Four goes the way I want it to go, and the champion is Florida over Duke, which is what I have it, the best I can possibly do is 5th place.
You have company.
Any other year, if you told me I had 7 of 8 Elite 8 and everything else was alive, and I didn't pick the most popular team.
Yeah, but you picked the second.
I did. No, I did. Yeah. Just that's how chalk it's been.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't one of your scenarios, if it happens, wouldn't that be a 2-time champion? Didn't that guy Nick Del Molo didn't he win it before?
Yes, I think so.
I feel like he did. Yeah. So there is a scenario. I think
he's one of the 8.
One of the 8 where we would actually crown a 2-time champion.
Yeah, and with it being so chalky, there's 8 scenarios that are actually vastly different because usually it's like, because West Virginia's in the Final Four, and no one has that. Someone can have like 4 of the scenarios or something. But yeah, no, it's wide open.
We'll take a break. When we come back, look, everybody, we got to all do it together. Buckle in. We've got your Kings audio recap next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-848-1331. That's 800-848-1331.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry, from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigioJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit, with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigioJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
From the text line, 916-339-1140. Dave, you had to have known Duke and Florida to be the most picked. I'd rather lose trying than deal with them always. Well, look, it's a fair point. First off, retrospect always a thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's what you believe. I believe the only team that can beat Duke is Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong, but you go with what you look, this whole thing's a crapshoot anyways. So I went, okay, I know Duke's going to be the overwhelming favorite. I'll take this. You take the second one and then you just hope you get everything right. But this is the chalkiest March Madness. What I want to see is data. I've already seen the data on all the 1 seeds being in. But what I'd really like to see is the data on, is this the tournament where the least amount, and I define an upset as a lower seed beats a top seed. Have we seen the least of those?
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that. But what's interesting as this tournament has gone along, and you and I both have been very open about, like, I don't watch that much college basketball.
Of course.
I watched a ton of this tournament. When they got to the Elite Eight, if I was doing a bracket then, after seeing the games, I go, oh, I would take Florida. I would take Auburn. I would take Duke. And I would have taken Tennessee. And Tennessee got smashed.
Did you see that
Houston.
first half?
Yeah. I mean, I go, this is the one. I think Tennessee will beat Houston. And I couldn't have been more wrong on that.
I'm watching it with my son, and I'm going,
it's over.
They're not even going to score 20 in the first half.
Yeah, didn't they have 15?
But it was like,
and it was a difficult 15 to get.
I think there was 6 something left in the first half, and they had 6 points.
Right.
That's just insane. Yeah. Which, by the way, Houston does look a little scary.
Yeah,
they do.
And I know it's very chalky, but then if you go back, like Houston was in trouble the round before. Florida escaped Tech. Like I thought they were out.
I'm with you.
And they were down 10 with about 5 to go. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, they're going out. Yeah. And then they stole that game. So I think they've been going down the road of upsets, but these teams keep winning.
Yeah, they haven't. Duke has just dominated everybody.
Yeah, I think Arizona was the closest. But I don't think they were going to lose that game.
And then they pulled away. Honestly, Houston would be an interesting story. I like Kelvin Sampson.
Yes.
He got – he left Indiana with controversy because he violated rules, which now listen to this. He was dragged through the coals, violating rules. He was calling prospects on the phone. Like,
shame on him.
Granted, it was he broke the rules, but like now when you're like,
now it's a violation if you don't offer money.
That's exactly. You're not calling him. You're sending him bags of cash.
Yeah.
But you know, like he's some terrible human being. Goes down to Houston, just revital. I think they had made one Sweet 16 since '92 or something like that. So we'll talk quite a bit more about that later. I'm of course stalling a bit. Our guy Steven on the text line says, it's truly sad how depressing these rewinds have become. I'm ready for the season to be over. Watch Halliburton drop 30.
The rewinds are not depressing.
No.
Those are fun.
They're good, clean fun for the whole family. Well, there's not even a great way to start the game. I don't even have sometimes we'll do the bit where we have a 3-point lead in the first. And so that's how, here's a potential Sacramento King draft prospect, Franz Wagner, once upon a time. With his guy.
And the Magic are on the run. Banchero, right side of the floor, pulls up at the arc and then hands it off to Corey Joseph. Joseph yet to put it on the floor against Zach LaVine. One dribble, gives it up to Wagner, curls to the right, gets in 2-point range, Euros into the paint, puts it on the window, and scores. And the Kings trail 8-1. Not the start that Doug Christie and company were looking for in this one, no question.
Yeah. Well, it didn't get better. Fast forward to the end of the first quarter. They say he's got to go Batadze with a little bit of a dunkaroni following an Orlando 3.
Back to Batadze, misses from baseline left, gets it, spins, up fake once, puts it on the window, and converts. And the Kings trail by 15. It's 36-21. Monk back quickly into traffic, drops a pass that Lyles can't handle, and the Kings have turned it over. Magic on a 9-2 run here. As Black works from the logo, creeps toward the right side, hooks it over his shoulder to Batadze, swings to the corner. Jonathan Isaac back to Batadze, run to the rim. The Kings are just flat getting smushed here in this first quarter. It's 38-21.
Well, we'll get in the second quarter. I mean, it's not as if Zach LaVine clanked away up into a Wendell Carter 3, right? Like we haven't had to deal with that yet. That would be stupid. Silly.
Comes up short, left side of the paint. Sabonis, who just checked back in, has the rebound and gives it to LaVine. LaVine drives up and under reverse, blew it. Just flat smoked a wide open opportunity. That's the way it's gone thus far on this late afternoon in Florida for the Kings. Corner 3, you betcha. Wendell Carter Jr. knocks it down. The Sacramento Kings find themselves now trailing by a whopping 20 points. It's 48-28.
Just a quick note. I know every day, every minute listeners know this, but if I sound even more disheveled and disorganized running through these highlights than usual, it's because our media player that we fire these clips off of has been wonky lately. Now it's actually, I think there's literally like a 5-second delay. So I'm going to click this. This is Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero trading baskets. And let's count down the delay. Just clicked it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's an 18-footer on the way from Wagner, virtually uncontested, and he scores it. 56-39 in favor of the Magic. 3:45 to play here. There's DeRozan running into a wall of blue, feeds a pass right into the hands of Banchero. Boy, the Kings' execution in this first quarter or first half has been sloppy. There have been 8 turnovers, and 4 or 5 of them were just blatantly bad. Pull up off the dribble, Banchero at the right elbow, scores it. Back to a 19-point separation, 58-39.
Okay, so it's a big lead. And at times like this, I find myself when the team's getting blown out looking for any positives. And at that point, I probably thought to myself, at you know what, we're going to lose, but at least nobody's gotten injured. Right? I mean, that's a bright side. Nobody's gotten injured. That's cool.
Jonathan Isaac, then back to Wagner. Now in the paint to Banchero. Double team, ball knocked away by Carter. Carter's, got his shoulder jammed apparently. Kings in transition. We're able to get a quick bucket. I'm keeping an eye on Carter. He's holding on to his right shoulder, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in the game or not. He's still clinging to that shoulder, and now a foul is committed by Trey Lyles. And Carter coming toward the sideline here. Going to have the athletic training staff. Joel Nolan is up there to check on him. He's flexing it, moving it a little more freely now than he was earlier.
Well,
Not good.
I don't want to freak people out, but I do want to correct one thing that people are naturally saying is they're pointing out that it's not the shoulder that he had surgically repaired, which is true. Most recently, he has had both shoulders surgically repaired. So we're fingers crossed on that one, but it sure as hell didn't look good. Jason, as we go to break, I would say, and disagree with me all you want, that's fine. If there was a bright spot with the Kings down 29, it was Markelle Fultz returning to Orlando and hitting his first shot there as a Sacramento King. I'm trying here. I'm trying to find a bright spot.
Trey Lyles puts it in play. Isaac Jones sets a screen for Fultz. Creeps to his left, crosses to his right, launches an 18-footer, and bangs it home. Markelle Fultz makes it 110-83.
There it is. I think you'll enjoy the Jiffy Lube drive of the game a little bit later.
We do have a drive. I'm looking forward to it. We do have, as a matter of fact, the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. You know, as a matter of fact, I hear this every once in a while. We always do giveaways late. Let's do the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, right? You all made it through the Kings Rewind. Can we do it early? Are we allowed to do it early? We're not allowed to do it early.
So it's promoted for 7:45.
Okay, so what I will do is this. I will promote early that we're doing it at 7:45, just so everybody here has a heads up on everybody else. Set your alarm on your little phone. Do a Hey Siri. Hey Siri. I always wonder if that works on people. Well, it worked on mine. Let me know if that worked on yours too, because that's awfully fun and not annoying to everybody. Set your alarm for 7:44 and come back and win yourself a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, it's opening day for the Athletics in Sacramento. We're going to celebrate with a little Safer Out and Jason's Yankees.
Woohoo!
Lead it off next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
At SMUD, we power local business with incentives on clean energy equipment, tools to manage electricity usage and save money, tailored solutions from dedicated strategic account advisors, and 50% lower rates than neighboring utilities, all while doing more for the planet with clean energy solutions, savings, reliability, personalized service, clean energy, helping local businesses thrive. That's our clean power promise. Learn more at smud.org.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help. Whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need, they'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe or out? Baseball is in full swing. Get it? Swing.
I get it.
Like golf?
Like golf. Hey, by the way, nobody cares.
Jim McMahon.
Congratulations to Minwoo Lee. Ran away with the tournament this well. Didn't run away, but
he won by 1.
He had his Thursday was insane. Or Thursday, sorry, his Saturday. Well, actually, all 4 rounds were really good, but his Saturday was absolutely insane. And he gets his first tournament win.
Way to go.
A lot of hype about him coming up. So
okay,
good to see him getting his first one. In the meantime, hey, it's safe or out question.
The Yankees lead the majors in home runs and are using these new torpedo bats. Safe or out? MLB won't stand for it.
Well, it's funny on the text line, might be taking the lead or might have just lost the whole match with the chatters today. Not even knowing what our first question would be. Jeff's already weighed in. In honor of Jason's cheating Yankees, I dropped my own torpedo-shaped bat this morning. Let me know if you want a picture, Jason.
Reaction, yeah, torpedo bats aren't illegal, and 2, Judge doesn't use it and hit 3 bombs on Saturday.
Yeah, so
reaction to that.
First and foremost, both things you said are 100% correct. Judge basically was like, why would I change what I'm doing? And I think I think the thing that needs to be underlined here is that these bats are not only 100% legal, but were cleared through baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I have a weird feeling.
It's not just for the Yankees, by the way.
No, anybody can use them. Now, I have a feeling, maybe I'm wrong, and we'll discuss this in the next day or two as the competition committee is meeting right now, but the torpedo-shaped bats may end up being the tush-push of baseball, where it's perfectly legal, but we're going to need to see some numbers long-term to see what the data supports and doesn't. Here's the deal. The Yankees have 15 home runs. They are only 3 ahead of the Dodgers with 12. The Dodgers also have 2 extra games, though. So we need about a 2-month, I'd say, period to see. And then even then baseball's got to make a decision. Do they go, hey, anyone can use these, and now everything's going to, home runs are going to go through the roof, or we need to figure this out. Jason, I don't know which way I go, other than I will say the Yankees are not cheating.
Right.
100% not cheating. I have a weird suspicion because it's baseball, we're eventually going to see these torpedo bats delegitimized.
Yeah, I saw. You think so?
I just feel like it's so. If the numbers carry the way they might,
yeah.
And I think if the Yankees and whoever, if it just starts getting stupid And especially if baseball's worried that records are going to start falling.
That's dumb.
It's baseball, dude. It's baseball.
If they're going to have huge success in a season, baseball won't get behind that.
It's baseball.
I think they'll get behind it and then later say those were illegal bats.
They'll
wait for the full year.
Right.
Right? Like the year where Sosa and McGuire were
right.
up. Oh, hey, they can't do what they're doing.
Right.
Oh, they can't? You allowed it.
Now there is a thought process that I don't necessarily completely disagree with, which is let everybody use torpedo bats and let everybody use steroids and let's go. It would be more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I watched the Yankees first game and third game, missed them one there. They hit 9 home runs, unfortunately. But
did they have 7 in the first 3 innings, I think?
Something they had 3 in the first 3 pitches or something of the game. But the first game, they hit 2 home runs, and this would be more people critical of Yankee Stadium that were not they were pop-ups.
Yeah. That
the wind carried them out. Like they were not home runs anywhere. So, I mean, they've been benefiting that a little bit. Maybe Milwaukee's pitching isn't very good. That was one series. I think we need a little bit of data.
We need a lot more data on this. That also, can I ask this question?
No.
Baseball's been around like 100,000 years. How has nobody figured this out yet? It's legal.
Yeah, and I mean, equipment improvements, doesn't golf, tennis, every sport have that? Baseball bats are better today than they were 30 years ago, 50 years ago.
It's weird that nobody's thought of that. Number 2, please.
The Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, and Cardinals are all combined 15-0. Safe or out? All of these teams are for real.
Well, they're not fake teams. That's a stupid question, Chris. We know the Dodgers are for real.
Yes.
We know the Yankees are for real. Well, we don't.
I don't
Why?
know.
Why do you say that?
Well, a lot of people don't know that they'll be as good this year. I mean, their top pitcher is out for the year.
Yeah. Did you miss a little time last year, too, though?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I mean, I hear you, but I feel like the Yankees are going to be right there. The Padres should be for real. I mean, it's not like they had a bad year last year. They were, to be honest, and no offense, but there are those that say they were the closest to beating the Dodgers, that even more than the World Series. And let's also remember too, they made a pretty furious run towards the end of the season. They won 93 games.
Yeah.
The Cardinals were 83-79 last year. It's not like they were terrible. I think if you were to look at all 4 of those teams and you were to say, okay, who's going to finish with the worst record, barring injury, I think people would say the Cardinals. But look, you're all off to good starts, man. They're all off to great starts. And I don't like the Cardinals. I actually I don't hate them as much as I hate the Dodgers, but I've hated the Cardinals ever since Ozzie Smith and Will Clark went at it. But I have to acknowledge, even though I think it's overdone and overrated, that baseball is better when the St. Louis Cardinals are good. It's like I have to acknowledge that with the Yankees.
Right.
Baseball's better when the Yankees are good. It's better and more people care. That being said, dude, did you see some of those attendances in St. Louis over the weekend?
I did not.
Man, like it was only focused on the right side of the bleachers and the right side of the
St. Louis.
In St. Louis, it was just now again. Maybe it was cold. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I think they're for real. So
yeah, I want to see more series. They've all played one team, so let's just see how this develops.
You don't want to make any conclusions right now?
Nah.
Okay. Number 3, please.
The A's make their Sacramento debut tonight for the Cubs. Safe or out, this is the second biggest sports moment in Sacramento history.
How long do we have in this segment?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Can we carry this over?
Sure.
I feel like 20 seconds isn't enough.
We'll carry it over.
Because this question's been kind of burrowing into my head all weekend long. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll answer that question. And then we'll go around the NBA, including a big brawl with beef stew and others. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, let me tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Great people, great products. We are very, very happy owners of new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Take advantage of the March special. We're here near the end of the month. The final day, $150 off a new garage door with the purchase of a new garage door opener. Now, they are tremendous people, tremendous work that they have done on our home. We had older garage doors that finally we needed. I mean, we just needed to get up to date where we have doors that obviously roll up, that are automated. We can push a button. They got a keypad on the side of the garage, and we can open it through the app. It's fantastic, the convenience. But for us, it's the curb appeal, the return on investment, lots of different things that we like by doing this through the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Now, you can too. Maybe it's just a small tweak in your garage door. Something's not quite working right. Well, they do repairs. Maybe you want something brand new, a fresh look to give your house a pop and maybe some better curb appeal. And like I said, that return on investment, they'll do that, whether it's your business or home. They are here to help, serving Sacramento and 9 counties around the area for 70-plus years. Phenomenal people, great product. Again, it's the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. You can call them at 916-421-3747, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. The genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the best truck on the market, the 2025 Ram 1500. And that's not an exaggeration. It's proven. It's the 7th time Ram has won the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Car and Driver named it one of its 10 best vehicles of 2025, giving it a 10 out of 10. And at J.D. Power, it's #1 when it comes to brand vehicle quality. And hey, yeah, all that's great. But where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really separates themselves from the pack is their car buying experience. Come on in and see for yourself why they say it's where a handshake still means something.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
That hour flew by.
Sure did.
Jeez. Welcome in. Baseball in Sacramento tonight. Frankie Caricelli will join us at 9 a.m. to talk Kings to celebrate that.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Yeah. Let's see what my childhood friend in Mississippi just texted me. I'm not happy he texted me that. He says, hey, coming up on 30 years, and he sent me a ticket stub. It's a ticket stub from the Green Day show at Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, wow.
December 14th, 1995. It was the only time in my life I have ever cried.
Ugh.
What?
What really sucks where I am in life now is hearing something that was 30 years ago and I wasn't like a toddler.
Yeah.
Get used to that.
Yeah. Get used to that. Yeah.
Like, because it's,
yeah.
You said 30 years ago. I was like, oh, so it's like 1987.
Mm-hmm. Nope. It was a hell of a show. Don't ever crowd surf. Did it once. It was during the song Brain Stew. The
classic
faster part of the end.
Yeah.
And people put their hands everywhere. Yeah.
Like they just don't care.
They do not care. It was not fun. And then I almost broke my neck. To be young. To be young. Baseball tonight in Sacramento. And the question at the end of Safer Out was, is this the second biggest sports moment in Sacramento history? My first knee-jerk response is no. Of course it's not. I'm like, is it? Like, technically, isn't it? Because we're calling the first one 1985, right? Kings, Clippers, Sacramento, Arco Arena 1. I feel like that's the biggest moment.
Why wouldn't any of the
Western Conference Finals,
Yeah.
Game 7?
That's what I'm wondering is like,
is it the start of something or like the championship of the Monarchs, or would it be, I don't know. These are where I think there's a debate. Like this would be on the list.
It's Major League Baseball. Forget John Fisher and Oakland and all the crap that goes with it, and Vegas and all that. They're going to play a true blue Major League Baseball game tonight against the Cubs at a park in Sacramento that is going to count. That is not an exhibition or a one-off or a two-off. They're going to play a full season of baseball, Major League Baseball in Sacramento. And for most of my life growing up, it was, hey, love this King stuff, but Sacramento is actually a baseball town. I don't know if that's still the case anymore, but this is, Luke and Bill building the big hole in the ground next to Arco. They've wanted baseball for a long time, and here it is. Whether you like it or not and how it got here, it's here. It's a pretty freaking big deal. Just don't know if it's top 2.
Yeah, I just think it depends, because we're in the moment now and we knew it was coming and it's here. Is it that? Is it, professional football to whatever version that's been here? Is it individual games, a fight, the NCAA tournament, a specific game? I don't know how you quantify.
I mean, I think the greatest moment in Sacramento sports history is the Western Conference Finals, the baby shot. I think that was the peak of Sacramento sports. I think was the baby shot. It was at home, 3-2 lead, and then I don't know what happened after that. But maybe does it change your answer or crystallize it at all if the question is this the second most important sports moment in Sacramento history?
No, I feel like that doesn't. I think it would be that wouldn't register.
Okay.
I mean, what would make it important?
That it's Major League Baseball debuting in Sacramento.
I mean, I think the key part is debut, but I think it would land differently if we said the A's are here.
Yeah.
So the Sacramento A's,
Yeah.
and this is the start of how many ever years they would be here. Well, there is right now, I believe, shelf life of 3 or 4 years. So it's a short term. In the end, is it going to be any different? I mean, now we go into years from now, like when the gold miners were here, when the Surge, when the Mountain Lions, when the Monarchs, I think there was probably every belief that, well, this is the start of it, eternity with this team here. And
every moment that you've talked about, Jason, is because that they wanted to be in Sacramento. The A's playing here is because we don't have any place else to go.
Stopgap, yeah.
If the A's made the World Series this year but didn't win it, would that become the biggest moment in Sacramento sports history?
Well, and then the other part of the offshoot of that is, I mean, let's say that happens, and then they're talking about not playing here.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That would be worse.
Yeah.
If they made the World Series and they're playing in San Francisco in front of 20,000 fans.
Wouldn't that be... That would just be the ultimate God hates Sacramento moment, wouldn't it? Just
because you finally get baseball here, you have a dream season. I mean, that's not predicted. A's are, I think they're gonna be better than people think, but not no one's picking them to do like something spectacular like that. Yeah.
Let's check in on the NBA and the MVP. It's interesting. I'm looking at the Kia MVP tracker. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is number 1. He was number 1 last week. Nikola Jokic, number 2. Giannis is 3rd. Tatum's 4th. Towns really is 5th right now. That's right now. It seems like it's a 2-person race, if it's a race at all. And most are saying that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's to lose. If you go to Tankathon, which is a fun site, Tankathon actually has an interesting way of doing it. Or excuse me, not Tankathon, Basketball Reference, I'm sorry, where they put all the stats together and bases it on a model using previous voting results. And right now they have Jokic with a 55% chance to win, 37.7 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, I don't know. That's most places I've seen have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I will say this, though. No player in NBA history has ever been in the top 10 in points, rebounds, assists, and steals in a single season. Nikola Jokic is going to finish in the top 10 in all of those categories. Jason, right now, if the season were to end today, he would finish top 3 in all of those categories. I am fascinated. I'm actually more fascinated, I think, with the MVP race this year than I am the Kings season. Like that is incredibly fascinating to me. Because I do think Shai will win it.
Yeah.
If I had to bet, I would.
Yeah.
I don't know though, dude. I mean, I've been saying this a while. I don't know if that's voter fatigue. I don't want to take any credit away from Shai Gilgeous.
Yeah, I don't think it's voter fatigue. I think the biggest, I mean, Shai's having an equally impressive year as far as if you want to go on his positive stats. I think it's the win total.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver's probably going to have the 5th or 6th best record, which is still really good.
62-47 right now in wins.
Yeah. I mean, if OKC gets to that 68, I mean, that's historically up to one of the best teams we've ever seen. the best player and the best team having the leading score, leading in steals, efficiency. I mean, like, he's not doing. I mean, neither one's doing anything wrong.
Sure.
I actually think it's not even like the gap between first and second is close. Second and third should be a landslide.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, three people have to get a third, fourth, and fifth vote. It'll be weird if anybody votes for one of those two as third or worse would be
they'll
like
get called out. No.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if anybody other than those two got a first place vote. I could see some ding dong putting like Giannis as a third or as a second place, but I think 90.
But then you're choosing to put SGA or
Jokic third.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you a quick basketball Jesus question. You're running a team. You have the opportunity to go back to October. You know what kind of season already. We're going back in time. You know what kind of season Jokic is going to have. You know what kind of season Alexander's going to have. Gilgeous Alexander. Who do you pick to be on your team this year?
Probably Jokic.
Yeah, me too. And again,
I think it's so hard to quantify.
See that one-handed shot, by the way. Yeah.
The importance of what they do for each team. Yeah, Jokic. I would take Jokic.
It's going to be interesting to watch. Another thing that was interesting to watch was over the weekend, the Wolves and the Pistons, and there was a kerfuffle during the game.
Holland was a really good high school player. Good fake. Reed turned the corner and is fouled by Holland.
Man, oh, come on now.
Stevens. Big time brawl now in the front row. It's going to take a lot to break this up.
You got to stay out of the crowd. This is not good.
Look at Beef Stew. Just right there. Always in the middle. And Dante DiVincenzo pushed like 5 guys off the pile at one point. Also, there's a picture out there. I haven't seen a lot of clarity on it, but somebody, and reportedly it's Beef Stew, has a handful of Dante DiVincenzo. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, it's not a punch. It's a handful. A handful. I expect there will be suspensions. Hey, what do you know? The Pistons involved in a brawl that goes into the crowd. That's weird. It's never happened. Yeah. Coming up a little bit later, we need to I would love to discuss if is that good for the NBA? And why I think it might be, actually. We'll take a break. Very quick 1-minute break, everybody. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Kings in Indiana and the Kings, and we'll look at the season overall. We'll do it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. All right, I know what you're thinking. Here we go again, another Drapes commercial for his guys and girls down there at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. But trust me, listen to this. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they'll take care of you. Trust me, they got certified pre-owned vehicles starting at 3.49 APR on select 2021, 22, and 23 models. And take it from me, when you go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you leave out feeling like you're valued, like they trust you, like they care for you. Matter of fact, it's like they're your family. That's right. So for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the entire community. And get this, it's not that far away, guys. Just a short drive down I-5, or of course, online anytime at mbfstockton.com. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and tell them Drape sent you.
It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Baseball back in Sacramento tonight, or baseball in Sacramento tonight. Talk about that at 7:28. Final 4 is set. Kings Rewind. We got you covered for the next 2+ hours. In the meantime, 3 for Madness, question 1.
No matter what happens. Sorry, getting a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, a little bit.
Including Indiana tonight, the Kings now have 8 games left. Will you take over or under on remaining wins at 3.5?
Well, let's take a look, Jason.
Okay.
8 games left for your Sacramento Kings. We I think a lot of us had Orlando as a very winnable game. They really didn't win that game.
No, they did.
They actually got, weirdly enough, the NBA has given them 2 losses for them. So here's what we have left. At Indiana, that's tonight, right here on Sacktown Sports. Remember, 4 p.m. tip-off, early tip-off. Early tip-offs all week, everybody. 4, 4, 4, 3 in Cleveland, and then 4. Yeah, interesting. At Washington, at Charlotte, at Cleveland, at Detroit, home Denver, home LA, home Phoenix. Just go through. I'm just going to go through, and you disagree with me as to what Vegas will likely have, favored or not favored. Kings in Indiana tonight. I can actually tell you this real quick. I can tell you right away, I don't believe the Kings will be favored in this matchup. But let's go ahead and play that game real quick, a Monday edition. Ladies and gentlemen, who is favored tonight by how much?
Indiana by 6.5.
Christopher Laud.
Indiana by 4.5.
We have a tie. Yes. Indiana favored by 5.5 tonight.
That's my first thought.
I imagine the Kings will be favored
second thought.
In both Washington and Charlotte. I think that goes without saying. They will not be favored in Cleveland. They will not be favored in Detroit. I don't believe they'll be favored at home against Denver. I don't think they'll be favored at home against LA. So we've got 2 wins if you go by Vegas, which leaves you with Phoenix. And we need to see how Durant's ankle is.
I think they'll be favored.
I think they will be favored too. I think it'll be a 1.5, 2.5 situation. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I think. I mean, look. Good luck predicting this team.
Right.
They go 8-0. They go 0-8. I mean, they legit on the table right now is 2-5 or 5-2. It really is. I mean, hell, they beat Cleveland a couple weeks ago. I think it's somewhere around. If I had to take the over/under on 3.5, I'd take
a good over/under.
I think so. I think I'd take 3. I think I'd take the under. Because if they lose tonight, hey, I was the 5-12 guy for March. I was wrong. If they lose, they lose tonight, they'll be 6-11.
Yeah,
I think they'll be 3-5 the rest of the way.
And if I think that's the right number in my head as you say the schedule, I would bet though if it's the Kings, I will stick with 3-5. But they'll beat somebody that we're not counting, and they'll lose to Washington, Charlotte, or Phoenix.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Something in there, maybe even 2-2 of those. You're like, they lost 2 of those, but then they beat Detroit and Denver. And you're like, oh, I didn't count those as wins. Or something like that.
Plus they lose to Indiana tonight, then they lose to Washington and Charlotte, and then they immediately go beat Cleveland, Detroit, and Denver all in a row. Anything's on the table for these guys.
Yeah. Yep.
I hate this team, man. I really do. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
No matter what happens, the season will finish well below last record-wise. Does finishing below 500 matter to you as much as making/missing the play-in?
For the 916, hey, Dave and Jason, can I ask you a favor? Can we please not talk about the Kings today? Sincerely, all Kings fans. I don't know about all Kings fans, but I feel you. Yeah, 500 was a thing, like the Dave Yeager team that should have finished 500. And then when the Kings were able to clinch 500, I still remember that. You know, where there's so many different clinchings. And the 2-year anniversary of the Kings clinching their first playoff spot in 16 years in Portland, as we said, happened over this last weekend. The 500 doesn't mean as much anymore. Look, expectations have shifted to playoffs. I think if you told us this year we'd be fighting for the final play-in, I don't know a lot of people would have believed that. But here we are, and I think that's more important to Kings fans. Than I think they'd rather make the play-in and be below 500 than be above 500 and miss the play-in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I had this thought. I told someone the other day before the Orlando game. I said, here's kind of my wishful thinking without going too crazy thought. I thought, Dave, I go, what if they can go in the last 9 games? This was prior to Orlando. And I thought they might be able to beat Orlando. So that's how far off I already am. But I go 6-3, which would get them to 42-40. I think they would be the 9. they would host that game. I would want them to win that game at home. And that's where I ended it. Like, yeah, of course I would want them to win this 7-8 loser game and go into the playoffs. But so I feel like that's, I'll be upset when it ended, but I'd be like, is that crazy? Well, they've already lost the first one. Now going 6-2, I just think that isn't going to happen. I'm starting to wrap myself around the thought that I think they're going to get in, but they might be 10. And so now you have to go on the road for that. It's so frustrating. It's been a frustrating year. It's been 3 seasons in one. There's been highs. There's been way more lows. It's just been this year's been a chore. This season's been work.
It really, really has, dude. It has been so draining.
Frustrated isn't the good word for it. This is.
Also, there's the extra fun thing, which is, well, it's very likely, I would say more likely than not, that the Kings will not make the playoffs and they will not have their first-round draft pick, the double whammy with Atlanta. Remember, the Kings' first-round pick is top 12 protected.
Correct.
So, of course, they're in 13th. As of right now, the Kings would basically have to pass. Phoenix would have to pass the Kings in record. They're a game and a half back of them. The only chance, and even then we won't know for sure, because if the Kings are 13th, they're in the lottery.
Yeah, which that percent is like 0.0 something.
As of right now, at 13th, the Kings have a 4.8% chance
to get in the top 4.
To get in the top 4, and exactly 1% chance, 1 out of 100, in getting the number 1 pick, which, may I just say, would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say that would be cool.
I know the answer to it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If I told you right now they're going to miss, and they're going to be, 14th and 13th, and so for the better part of 2 months, whenever the lottery is, about a month, you're thinking the worst, that, well, they missed. They might change the front office coach, all that, but they're not going to, and they're not going to keep their pick, but they do win the lottery. They get in the top 4. You'd take that right now.
I would take that 1 trillion%. I care about.
What if it's 4? Still, that's good.
Let me just be clear here. I would, in a heartbeat, trade the number 12 pick right now in exchange for making the plan.
12 for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to know where you're.
Only because, look,
12 for the playoffs and 2 wins against OKC.
I mean, you're getting
both at home.
You're getting closer.
I'm trying
now.
to see where the line is.
I know.
It's 2-2 in the series. You're going, well,
that's tough, man, because home fans getting to see 2 home wins against the Thunder. Some really good vibes. Plus, you would have had 2 play-in wins. So that's really 4 postseason. God, look.
This all sounds crazy.
Anyway. It does. Look, the smart, logical, emotionless thing is, of course I would. Of course I would take the pick. Who cares about 4 playing? I want to win a championship. Duh.
Yeah.
But my heart can't do that. My heart can't. I acknowledge that me picking 2 wins, me trading 2 play-in wins and 2 Oklahoma City, I acknowledge that that's silly. I acknowledge it, but I would probably still do it just because the fans need something.
Yeah.
Need something.
I think what's done, I mean, this may be speaking for myself. I think what's done the other thought for a lot of us is just how many times they've been just crushed. Like just this last week, like if they lost all these games, like, man, a bad break here, or if they made that free throw or that one more rebound. No, there was they weren't close to Orlando. And that's not the first time they've been blown out. They have a lot of blowout losses.
They really do.
And that just crushes your belief in the team.
But that's where this team is just so lame, dude. Because you know what else you got, Jason? You've got a win over the Celtics in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a win over Cleveland a couple weeks ago at home. You've got a nice
sweep of the Rockets.
Right. You went 3-0 against the perhaps 2 seed in the West. That's what really, really grinds my gear. We'll take a break. When we come back, baseball's back in Sac again for the first time. What? We'll go over everything tonight coming up, and where your heads are at. I know we got at least a couple chatters that are incredibly excited. Then the Final Four at 7:43 and the Jiffy Lube drive of the game all coming up right after this.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 2:30. Tip-off at 4.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Kevin Hart with some exciting news. I am coming to a city near you. My new tour is called Acting My Age, and I want to see you there. Come out, have a good night, a good time. It's all new material in a much, much more intimate setting. Go get your tickets and head to kevinhartnation.com now.
Comedy superstar Kevin Hart brings his new tour, Acting My Age, to the venue at Thunder Valley on Saturday, April 26th. Tickets on sale now at thundervalleyresort.com and kevinhartnation.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
At Lowe's, pros save big on the supplies you need to get the job done. With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards program, get member-only deals every week and access to free standard shipping. Plus, members earn points toward exclusive rewards. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. Program subject to terms and conditions. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They're just really interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, I got a couple things for you before we get to baseball. Number one, Sacramento Kings perspective time. I got a instant message last night on the old tweeter from longtime listener Paul, who has a Kings logo in his little avatar. Well, he's been living in Indiana now for 3 years. Says he still listens to the show every single day. So hello, Paul, if you're listening. And he is bringing his 7-year-old to the game. He's been counting down for 2 months. The kid has. Mm-hmm. They will be they will be near the Kings bench in Section 9 tonight. His wife and 2 sons, all of them will be in Kings jerseys tonight.
Awesome.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And that's just, how cool is that?
Very cool.
Although you might want to question his parenting. You live in Indiana now and you're making your sons be Kings fans, but we've all been there, so I get it. So look out for them tonight, hopefully. Maybe our good friend Mike Bird and the camera crew will find him in the audience. Secondly, hold on, what did I have for you secondly, Jason? It was that. I don't know what the second thing was. I had 3 things, but I will say this. For those out there that play golf,
the game of
golf,
the game of golf.
Usually you play with that other couple we always play with.
Mm-hmm.
We played on Saturday. Shout out to Timber Creek. We played on Saturday. It was myself, my wife, and two of my high school buddies.
Okay.
Both of which hadn't played in like a year. And
was this your first round this year?
Second. I played one about a month ago.
Yeah, that's right.
My wife probably played the best. Dude, she was killing it, right? And also nailed like a 25-foot putt. It was ridiculous, right? So the four of us shot. This is no BS. Yeah, we're playing from the yellows and she's playing from the ladies' tees, to be fair, but no BS. We shot a 5 under 67 because we played a scramble. And going into the game, us playing, they were talking about, they never want to play a scramble. But then at the end, it was the most fun I've had playing golf ever. I would just say to people out, I know we're all, golfers are so obsessed with handicap and, my own score. And obviously, if you're a good golfer, I get it. But if you're playing with duffers like all of us generally are, try playing even if it's just 2 or 3 of you, try playing a scramble someday. It's so fun. You're rooting for each other. You're pulling for each other. And yeah, if you have we've all done it. You have a great drive and then you just jam your iron into the, it's off into the bushes. And next thing you know, you're carding a 7 on a par 4 and it just ruins your day or makes you angry a little bit.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you have a bad shot. You know what? There's 3 other people there to help you. That's my advice of the day. We had a wonderful, wonderful time, and I would invite more people.
That's cool.
Play the closer tees.
Yep.
Play the forward tees. Play a scramble. You'll have a lot of fun. The A's left Oakland, Jason. I don't know if you know this.
I do.
I will say this. I was as vocal as anyone that I didn't like the way this looked. I hate John Fisher. Sports hate John Fisher. I don't want him anywhere near this city or our Kings. And there's just a lot out of this that stinks to me. And more than anything, I don't like the city being taken advantage of. And I feel like there's a little bit of that where the A's are squatting here for 4 years. And then they're allegedly going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see much of a chance of them staying, if at all. I've been very, very clear on that. Here's what I'm not going to do. What I'm not going to do is be that guy. Like I see Chris is wearing his Oakland shirt right now, but is that a Cell shirt? Or
No.
is that a Roots shirt?
No.
Is that an A shirt?
No.
What is it?
Just an Oakland shirt.
Okay. So Chris is showing his love and respect for Oakland. Had I thought of it, I probably would have worn my green Cell shirt today. What I'm not going to do, though, is be that guy on radio that just poo-poos it all year long. Like, this is probably, I'm sure I'll mention it a couple of times when and if some A's news comes up off the field. But they're here. They're here, and there are tens of thousands, 10 plus, a couple thousand, whatever it is, people that are going tonight. There are kids that are going to see Major League Baseball in Sacramento for the first. Hell, everybody's going to see Major League Baseball. It's a great moment in a vacuum for the city, for a lot of people, and like we've talked about before, Jason, there are 7-year-old kids making their first sports memories that are going to be 10, 11 years old before this team ends, and it's going to seem like their entire life was having a Major League Baseball team in Sacramento for them to root for. I'm not going to tell anybody else how to act. I know there's people and plenty of people more passionate than me against them being here. I don't want to, I've said my piece. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. So that's my big monologue in saying Major League Baseball is here. That's freaking awesome. The Cubs are in town tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, I think today is more of a celebration that baseball is here. Look, I'm with you from the core. I wish they stayed in Oakland. They didn't. We got past that point. I'm glad baseball is here. I'm glad it's here for 3, 4, maybe more. Maybe that's it. But to see this year, basically, I mean, almost the home schedule that the A's have here this year is very good. The main big team that they're missing is the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers will be here next year. To have the Giants here through 4th of July weekend, to have the Yankees here through Mother's Day weekend, to have the Red Sox, the Braves, the Phillies, Whether you're watching the A's or you're watching the other team, it is very similar to when the Kings came here the first time, or not the first time, but at the beginning. And a lot of times when the Kings weren't very good, then people are like, oh, man, Magic Johnson and the Lakers are here. Larry Bird and the Celtics are here. Michael Jordan is here. Dr. J. Like, you were coming as much to watch the other stars from the sport. So we'll see how it goes over time. We'll see what this A's team can do. They're off to a 2-2 start, but that's the fact that there'll be day baseball in Sacramento. There'll be weekend baseball. There'll be night baseball. You'll be seeing different teams. There'll be days where it's like, oh my goodness, it's 105 out here. There'll be days like tonight where it's chilly and cold. And I don't know, it's just baseball. I love baseball. I make no apologies about that. I'm glad it's here. I really am.
There's another thing I need to ask your guys' take on coming based on what you were just talking about, the fact that the A's are here. And I don't know what the rules are because this is unprecedented for me. I'm a lifelong Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
How do I not root for a Sacramento baseball team, though?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the one thing that my own personal belief, I think I understand kind of why they did it, but I don't agree with it. I really wish they were the Sacramento A's.
I agree with you.
I wish they would have done that. I get the thought, but I also don't get the thought because I think you, who likes the Giants but loves Sacramento first, would buy a Sacramento A's gear. Am I wrong on that?
I think you're right.
If it said now it says athletics.
And not the stupid patch either.
No, but I mean, I think you'd buy a Sacramento A's t-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, something like that. Well, they don't have that. So I think that's a misplay by them. Even if it's 3-4 years, I just still think that is merch that they could sell. And then if in fact they do go to Vegas and the Las Vegas A's, and they sell the next brand of gear for that. But I don't know what the rules are for you. I think you have to love the Giants first. Like, to me, I want the Yankees to win. That's my team, but I'm going to be rooting for the A's.
So can you have dual allegiances? In other words, here's how I'm trying to look at it. I now, for the first time in my life, have a dual allegiance. I've never had one before. It's always been, I pick a team. I
with
stick
FSU and UCLA.
Well, nothing's official yet, pal.
But there's been other teams you like you love the Kings.
Love the Kings.
But like you've adopted the Thunder at times.
I can appreciate the Thunder or the Nuggets for
Yeah, and you're like, oh, like now that the Kings are not in, it's like, hey, I'm rooting for the Sixers or whoever.
Yeah, but this
is different.
This is because it's I'm going to root for the A's in every game they play, and I'm going to root for the Giants in every game they play. I can tell you this much: I promise you, I will watch more A's baseball this year than I know I will.
So that'll get you a little more attached. I'm thinking. So let's give you two scenarios: July 4th weekend, Giants here against the A's.
So that's where it's at. So if they're playing that series, that's the first thing I thought. I got to root for the Giants. Okay. I feel like by rule, I have to root for the Giants.
So let's go to a bigger, grander one.
This is the one.
Somehow it's 89 all over again, and we get this dream scenario where it's a World Series.
I'm 100. This is where fan is short for fanatic. I would 100% root for the A's.
Wow.
I would.
So not in the
having all games in San Francisco. And you're rooting for the Sacramento. Oh, no, not Sacramento A's.
God, then you have to say that. I would root for the A's for a couple of reasons.
Oh, now that I'm just thinking about that, that would be awful because it would be nothing but Giants fans for all 7 games. It would be a home game for all 7 games if it goes to 7.
Where would the parade be? Like, it can't be in the Bay Area, right?
Dude, they would have it in Vegas first.
Oh, my God. That's probably what it would be. They would probably have the series in Vegas. Ugh.
Not ready.
Okay, if they didn't have the series in Vegas and they were playing at Sutter Health Park, I would root for the A's. Couple reasons. A, no pun intended, my Giants just won 3 in the last decade. B, I want to say I think it'd be great for A's fans, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of A's fans would be like, "This is the worst thing ever."
Furious.
Well, but what percentage would be furious?
All the ones 70? In the East Bay.
What, that they were playing in Sacramento?
No,
that the A's won a World Series.
That's what I'm wondering. Is I don't know how. I think it would be at least 70% would be furious, but I do think there'd be some A's fans that are like, I love the players still, and I'm glad to see them win one, and they'd root for them, and like begrudgingly. I don't know, but
I think it'd be pretty fervorish here, though.
to have a championship sort of in Sacramento and the whole, again, it would be predicated on them playing the series here, though, because if they did not play the series here, then we'd have to find a way for them to not be able to come back the next year. Like if you play all regular season and then they take all the playoffs and they move them, like stay there.
Kind of want to do this to Major League Baseball is have somehow the A's and the Rays in the American League Championship Series, 2 minor league ballparks.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Like, we don't want to play in either one. Wait, why?
Then the series would be in San Francisco and Miami.
Let me ask you this. The Yankees are in the World Series, but I can't tell you if they're going to win or not versus an A's and Rays ALCS.
I'd rather have the Yankees there. That's my allegiance. But I like that I just like that to tweak baseball a little bit.
Be a hell of a season.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool to have like a Scott Hatteberg 3-run home run, 21-game win streak type of thing here too, some point.
Over under half game attended by you and by Chris. Under.
Yeah, I won't go.
Under.
Yeah.
Over under for me. What would you put it at?
5.5.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
No?
Easy.
Oh, easy. That many?
Over.
Well,
you're getting tickets or you're going?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Credentialed.
Are they? Because if you're credentialed,
no, not credentialed.
Wow, money bags are us.
Man,
oh. See the prices?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm out of cash.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Well, I figured, aren't the Yankees here for 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I figured that right off the bat, and then I don't know. I figured you'd go see 2, 3 more. Now you're going to see more than that. Interesting.
Love baseball.
You know what? Good for you. Yeah. I hope you have a.
I'll have a great time.
I hope you enjoy it.
I hope you.
I hope you really enjoy all of this.
I will.
Too. I do too.
Yep. Proudly.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why can't anything just be straightforward and simple here? Right?
Because everything's about money.
No, I mean just in Sacramento.
Because everything's about money.
Hey, we might make the plan. If we make the plan, we're probably going to lose. Then we lose our draft pick. But wait, if we don't make the plan, we still might lose our draft pick. But wait, if we get the draft pick, who's making the draft? And if we get a new GM, well, who's picking that GM? And then, well, we have Major League Baseball here, but who owns the team? But they're here, but also they're not. They're going to Vegas, but they don't. They're here, but they don't have Sacramento on the jersey, but they have a patch. It's just
you're saying that's not simple.
It's just so never. God. We're like the cat where like they hang the little like rubber mouse just to where you can't get it. And we're like, oh, mousy. But then like you can't actually claw at it. That's Sacramento. God hates Sacramento. Knowing this from that.
And cats.
That's going to be the book title. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Final Four is set. You can call in right now. Jiffy Lube driving the game.
It's a good one.
It is. It might be, from what you're saying, it might be the best Jiffy Lube drive of the game of the year. 1-800-920-1140. 1-800-920-1140. Look, like it or not, it's going to be sold out tonight, and that energy is going to be through the roof. Except there's no roof. You know what the roof is, Jason? It's the ceiling. The ceiling is, in fact, the roof, and I am Carmichael Dave to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. Hey, talked about those hot summer days that we're going to see baseball in. Well, if you're at the game like Jason, because he loves heat and he loves baseball,
it's raining.
It's raining cats and dogs, but you could watch A's baseball from the comfort of your very own home with a beautiful, nicely working, efficient air conditioning unit, all from your friends at American Energy Heating and Air. And let's make sure maybe you don't need a new one. Let's make sure it's running properly before the busy months get here. I know it's raining right now, but around the corner it's going to be hot. Half off a tune-up right now, $24.50, $0 diagnostic. It's free. And since it's the end of the season, $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That's $4,000 off a new furnace. That's a direct drop from the sticker price. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Or the AEway.com. That's the AEway.com. Oh, Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break. when we come back. The Final Four and the Jiffy Lube drive of the game right after this.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
That was the question I was going to ask you that I forgot. Because we were talking about the draft.
Yeah.
NBA draft. Somehow the Kings, luck, they get the number one pick.
Uh-huh.
Cooper Flag.
Yes.
Sam Presti calls you. He offers you 7 first-round picks, of which 4 are the Thunders, and the other 3 are teams right around 500. Over the next 4 years. Throws in 3 second-round picks as well. Says, I want the number one. Cooper Flag would be perfect for us. What do you do?
Really think about that.
7 first, but 4 are the Thunder.
Right.
So they're going to be mid to late.
Yeah, probably late. Probably last.
Especially if they have Cooper Flag.
Yeah. Or Cooper Cup. Yeah.
You might have just
Cooper Cup would be crazy.
Might have just given them multiple championships.
Yeah. Also 7 first-round picks over 4 years. You are now loaded with firsts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd think about it, but in the end, I think I'd probably take Cooper Flag. Because I think what are you trying to do with the 7 picks? Draft Cooper Flag? You've got Cooper Flag. Right? It's a little bit like, to me, like when you trade De'Aaron Fox, which you can do. It's like, what are you trying to get now? The next De'Aaron Fox, which they don't have.
Also, though, you've got the Hanna-Barbera logic. What's the only thing better than Captain Caveman? Captain Caveman and Son. So you could get Cooper Flag
and his son.
Probably too early.
Oh,
but what if you got future Cooper Flag?
It's like Bigfoot and Wild Boy.
And Wild Boy.
Yeah.
Jiffy Lube drive of the game. Good morning, Justin. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. Let me just ask you something. Are you confident that you have the Jiffy Lube drive of the game?
I'm very confident.
All right.
I'm pretty confident.
I want it to be kind of a surprise to the listeners. So is there anything you can tell us that's kind of a code that won't give it away to where we know you know it?
Yeah, I like long drives. We'll say that.
Jason, do you approve?
Crushed it.
Oh,
this is classic G-Man.
Here we
go. I like listening to the drive on long drives.
Okay, here's the G-Man.
It's not going to come on the basketball court. This game has been so bad from Sacramento's standpoint tonight that your Jiffy Lube drive of the game is going to be the drive to the airport to get out of Florida. You're listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Monday morning at 7:45. Your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area.
That is
well done.
Justin,
I can't believe you were listening.
Yeah, good for you.
I can't either, to be honest.
What were you on your way to get at the store, or whatever errand you happened to have to where it was on?
I was driving around. I was driving around and just putting myself through the misery. I don't know why, but I made it.
Because we are silly and loyal all at the same time. We're all in this together, Justin. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You got yourself a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube, windshield wipers, brakes, of course, oil changes, and so much more. Hey, what radio station makes all your drive to the airport dreams come true?
KHTK, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Nicely done.
Nicely
done. Yeah, it was late in the game, and G-Man was even saying, he's like, I realize I have not given out the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, but I've made a conscious decision. And then I was like, oh, he's going to do the final buzzer. It's like, this game is over. And he's like, no, it's the drive to the airport to get us out of Florida.
I love it.
Classic.
Perfect. Best Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
the game didn't deserve anything else.
That's right. Under bad circumstances.
Yep. Because, I mean, he could have had one like really early. It's like, oh, it's 19-7 Orlando after that Malik Monk lay-in. It's like, yeah.
Well, and people have asked before, they say, gosh, how does he know? Sometimes he'll do it in the third or fourth quarter. Like, how does he know to get it? What if he hasn't done it by the end of the show? Well, there you go.
Yep.
There you
Pros
go.
pro.
But that was a conscious decision. That weren't no accidents. Anyway, the Final Four is set. How are your bracket? And by the way, if you have a really good bracket right now and you might win your pool, you're kind of not allowed to brag.
Yeah.
Because you're probably the person that does chalk every year, and every year you're out by now.
Yeah. If you do chalk every year, I bet, and let's just say a pool you're in has 100 people, and you do chalk every year, I bet you finish in the top 60, top 50, but don't win.
Yeah, but don't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're never like, oh, I'm always near the top, whatever, 30, 40, 50. Sure.
Yeah, it's and we're joking here, obviously, brag all you want, but you got 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. Here's my thing. So here's all the analysis I've been seeing. Analysis on those 4 teams, especially on Duke, obviously. Analysis on the players. Stats about how this is, as chalky. It's only the second time, again, we've had 4 number 1 seeds. So, you know what I'd really like to see more of, because they sure as hell get a ton of abuse when it doesn't go right. Can we shout out the selection committee?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how they did
a good job.
They're the MVPs of the tournament.
Yeah,
they are. Why are we not showering this? Say what you want. Oh, they left this team out. They left that team out. Remember the West Virginia governor, and maybe they had I don't know. But when you're able to, based on, you got a lot of schools that play in their own conferences. There's not a ton. I mean, there is some crossover. Obviously, you'll get a Kansas playing Michigan State, or a UCLA playing Duke, or whatever during the year. But for the most part, these guys kind of play in their own little sections of the world and do their thing, and it's incestuous, if you will, in their own little conference. And then they go out to be able to look at all of these. And by the way, they might have just gotten lucky. But then again, when they get unlucky, we still yell at them.
Right.
I think there should be more shouting out of the committee, especially if it ends up being Florida versus Duke and Duke wins. You pretty much, the committee won the bracket pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they won the bracket pool. They did it right. Good for them.
Yeah. And, again, I've seen a couple people say, oh, it's this is probably going to be more of the norm because of the NIL and the I don't know, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to be true, because again, we go back even into this tournament, and they're near misses. I mean, Houston was in trouble 2 rounds ago.
Right.
Basically, everybody that's here, with maybe the exception of Duke, has had a scare. Florida was done. Florida should have lost the other day. So it would all be a little bit different had these things gone the other way, but they didn't. And credit to these teams; they're all very good. I think it also leads to a great Final Four. This is gonna be fun.
I think we should also add in that not only is it 1-1-1-1 in the Final Four, it was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-3 in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
The only team that didn't make it that was a 1 or 2 seed was Rick Pitino St. John's, and they lost early. And I can completely understand why they'd be a 2 seed. You look at them, we can all do this in retrospect. They should have been a 2 seed.
Yeah.
And then it's the 3 seed. It's not like an 8 seed got there. Texas flipping Tech got there. They nailed this thing.
Right. And Arkansas was the one that took out St. John's, and then Arkansas had Texas Tech, and that's the one that went overtime in San Francisco. So, I mean, there's been some good drama. It leaves us for the Final Four. You got Cooper Flag, you got Duke, you got some flagship teams in there. I think it's going to be a great Final Four.
Flagship teams. That's funny. We'll take a break. When we come back, I don't hate this.
No, rewind's a lighter.
Rewind's a lot better than audio, I guess. So if anybody, big challenge for Jason and Chris, if anybody can make us smile at the junk we saw on Saturday, it's these two smiling faces. Kings Rewind coming up right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Data Bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Northwest Exteriors.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Kern in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Cloudy skies today with scattered showers. A few thunderstorms also possible, especially in the morning and then again later this afternoon. Highs today only in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA.
Northwest Exteriors wants to keep you cool all season long. Trusted in Sacramento for heating and cooling systems. Book your tune-up today as part of our 30th anniversary special. Call 888-TRUST-NW or visit trustnorthwest.com.
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
If you've always wanted to be a part of that Jeep life, there's no better time than now than the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. And no one has a better selection than Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Jeep Wrangler has been unmatched in off-road capability for over 80 years. But being a Jeep owner, it's so much more than the performance on and off the road. It's a lifestyle. It's camaraderie. It's the versatility and the customization. The new Jeep Wrangler, it's better than ever. And you won't be able to find a better car buying experience or selection than at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Shout out to Michael Wilbon, longtime Chicago sports writer, PTI host, who was asked about all the talk about Bronny James on ESPN. He said that it's for clicks. He refuses to discuss them the way other shows do. Here's a quote. I have a 17-year-old son, so this matters to me. I'm particularly sensitive to it. I'd do anything for my kid, and I would hug LeBron for what he did for his kid. There were shows that talked about Bronny every day. You know what shows I'm talking about. I don't care if my bosses get mad. They try to get Tony and me to talk about it. No, we're not going to do it. They're talking about him more than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's pandering. It's all pandering. Let me be clear. Our business is a piece of bloop a lot of days. Good for you, Wilma. Well, whether you agree with him or not, good for him standing up and saying, hey,
yeah,
this is crap.
Right.
You're pandering.
Don't panda.
Don't
Panda Express.
And from the 916, what? I'm only reading this because I don't think this person's trolling, but I'm trying to figure out what they're saying. Is this the same Rick Pitino from Jerry Sandusky? No, you're thinking of Joe Paterno. That's got to be what he's thinking, right?
I think so.
I mean, not that Rick Pitino's a great guy. Let's be clear here, but no, you're thinking of Joe Paterno from Football's Penn State, not Rick Pitino from St. John's. Kings Rewind time. Right now, please.
2 great lead-ins in a row.
Yeah.
Well, the Sacramento Kings headed east for their final road trip of the season that featured 6 games, all against Eastern Conference teams.
Hey, I'm walking here.
The first stop, Orlando, Florida.
Gross.
Wow. Orlando is known for theme parks, the Kennedy Space Center.
No way. That's great. We landed on the moon.
And the Magic.
Abracadabra.
The Magic smoked the Kings in the first meeting between the 2 teams in Sacramento.
This time, I'm promising you absolute victory on you.
The Kings began the day in 9th, just a half game ahead of the Dallas Mavericks.
Don't you know it's a change? Things will go your way. You hold on.
One more line.
The Kings had all their players ready to go with the exception of their hustle guy, Jake LaRavia, off the bench, who will miss at least a week.
Have we displeased you, almighty God in heaven? Do our lives mean nothing to you?
Shout out Pat Stewart.
Yes. Orlando is one of the best defenses in the NBA, but has really struggled on offense and is the worst in the league at making three-pointers.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
Well,
and from the get-go, Orlando, well, they would back up those defensive stats.
That's not good.
And they would play contrary to their offensive stats as they would score with ease and started to hit threes, a lot of them.
Ow!
After one quarter, it wasn't looking good. The Kings were down 17, which was Orlando's largest lead after one quarter all season long.
Oh, good for you.
In the second quarter, things got worse for the Kings when rookie Devin Carter checked in, and in just 32 seconds of play, he hurt his shoulder and would not return.
Worse? How could they get any worse? Take a look around you, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell.
Can I just add that to your point? Orlando is dead last in the NBA at 31.3% from beyond the arc.
Like historically low.
They shot 46.2%.
Of course they did.
I hate this team so much. I hate them.
Well, let me make you feel better. Maybe not. The Kings were down by 15 at half after a lackluster first two quarters.
Hey, Dad, love you.
Yeah. The third quarter began with some hope when the Kings started to hit a couple of threes of their own and cut the margin down to 11.
I'll tell you this. I am down, but I am not out.
Unfortunately, that was the best it would get. Keon Ellis picked up his fourth foul, and the team completely unraveled.
I didn't like that one bit. But I got one thing to say to you. Don't spit on me. It's just a game. What are you... I'll tell you this. Don't do that to me ever again.
The Kings were outscored 37-20 in the third and entered the fourth down by 32 points.
Did he spit on you? Yep. Kicked me in the back of the head, torched the American flag, and spit on me. My beef's not with you. I know you can beat me. I was never arguing that. I think you're awesome. You're huge and fast. Everyone can beat me.
What is that from?
It's a Netflix thing.
Okay.
The Kings would lose by 30 to Orlando as the Magic complete the season sweep.
I thought it was going to be a hit. It turns out it sucks.
For just the third time this season, the Kings never had the lead. It was a wire-to-wire loss joining the Milwaukee game, the Warrior loss, and now this one.
You beat me. Who cares? You've been doing it way longer.
To make matters worse, later in the day, the Dallas Mavericks held off the Chicago Bulls for a win, and now the Kings have slipped to 10th in the West.
Thank you, Little Roots. Please stay strong.
As the road trip continues against the Pacers tonight in Indiana with a matchup against former King Tyrese Halliburton.
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic
Wow.
Whoa.
Is that Kyrie saying that to us, or is that okay?
I don't know. And there you go. That's how well the game went on Saturday.
It's not going to come on the basketball floor. This game has been so bad from Sacramento's standpoint tonight that your Jiffy Lube drive of the game is going to be the drive to the airport to get out of Florida. You're listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Monday morning at 7:45. Your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area.
All right. Chris, do me a favor at some point. Would you send me that clip? I think our friends at Jiffy Lube would rather. I think they'd very much enjoy that. Well, here we are.
It's a new day. You never know.
Well, let's hear from, we usually do, if I play one of these rejoiners, does it have music with it where it says for pregame, the Kings highlights?
It has music to it.
Yes. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Zach LaVine. Let's see how that sounds.
Okay.
Zach LaVine talking about their approach for the final 9 games of the season. Oh, I didn't do your trick. Sorry. I should do your trick.
I think it's a do or die situation. If we're not going to play that with that effort, it might not fall our way. So, at least playing that hard, we're giving ourselves our best, your best shot to go out there and compete at the highest level and give our, a chance to, play our best. I think you attribute to that to where, you just wanting it more in these last 10 or 9. Now we don't have to play that same way.
Spoiler alert.
They did not.
They did not play that way.
Right.
And, yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know where to go from here. Domantas Sabonis, here's another rejoiner, but these are good clips. Domantas Sabonis talking about the work the Kings are putting in.
Special thing about this group is we're all in there watching film, talking. We all want to get better. We all don't like the product we're putting out there, and every day we're all working together. Everyone's vocal, so that's the main thing, and that's really important.
Okay.
You buying what he's selling?
I buy that he wants to win. I buy that they're in there watching film.
Yeah, I think they're working hard. I think they're doing all those things.
And I know that hosts and fans and we can all get very snarky when things aren't going well, and I don't want to do that. But I do find myself going, hold on a second though. The Magic are not 30 points better than the Kings. And no disrespect, but Devin Carter getting hurt. First off, the game was already well in hand. Secondly, that's not why they lost by 30.
No. And not having LaRavia, no.
I always try to look not for excuses, but reasons. Okay, they flew cross country. It was an early start. We've seen what happens when the body clock is off, but other teams do this.
Yeah.
Good teams do that.
Yeah.
They win.
Yeah.
And even if the Kings didn't
compete,
but
at least.
right, they didn't compete.
Right.
That to me is the unforgivable sin. You didn't compete. You let a team shoot 16% better from beyond the arc than they average on the season. The worst 3-point shooting team in the NBA. If they shot that all year long, would, I think, set a record for team percentage from beyond the arc. I'm pretty sure 46% would be a team record. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was looking at their numbers coming in. Like Orlando's kind of doing this a little bit opposite of what a lot of teams do when they're trying to figure out their way to become a playoff team. They're usually pretty good offensively, and they can't guard anybody.
Right.
I think Orlando is by far, well, they have one of the best defenses in the league, but everyone else that has great defense is a good team.
Yeah.
And so they have zero offense, and yet they play the Kings, and it was easy for them offensively. And now you're playing an Indiana team who, last game or 2 games ago, scored 162 in regulation.
Yeah.
Yikes.
They had to take massive amounts of shot clock violations at the end just to be classy. Last clip before we break. Here's Doug Christie being asked, how the hell do you how do you even talk to this team after a loss like that? How do you even approach them?
How do you address a team after a game like that?
With words that you can't always use here, but just honesty, to be honest with you. They understand. I mean, the fact that you didn't fix it and couldn't fix it on the fly is one thing, but you got to come to play at a high level, especially when you're in these high leverage moments. I mean, they were shown film. We walked through it. We talked about it, talked about the importance, the sense of urgency, all those different things. The energy, it just wasn't there, and it did not translate.
Well, here's what it translates into. The Kings are 10th. Can they even hang on to the play-in, by the way? 14 days left, 2 weeks from today. Or yesterday, I should say, NBA regular season. We'll take a look at Dallas, Sacramento, and Phoenix, the roads they have left. We'll take your phone calls as well, 1-800-920-1140. We'll lead off with Cameron next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you today.
Carmichael Dave.
He's got very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of really smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
1-800-9-11-40. If you want to sound off. Hi, Cameron. Good morning, Cameron.
Hey, what's up?
Morning.
Morning.
Hey, so I love this team, man. I love Doug Christie. I'm by no means a sneaker fan. I couldn't break down X's and O's if he wanted to, but I've loved this team for 30 years or however long I've been in Sacramento. And when they lose, nobody gets pissed. Doug Christie, I love him, but we need an authoritarian coach, man, who just doesn't take any crap, man. I think this team is full of guys who got the bag, and they're just good to go. There's no emotion. It sucks, man. And as a casual fan, which I think makes up most of us, they don't get pissed when they lose. Everybody loves to light the beam, but when the game starts and it doesn't go their way in the first 7 or 8 minutes, they're like, F it, man, whatever. That's why they either score 80 and get their ass kicked, or they score 160, because when everything's good, everybody's good. But when it's bad, no one gets pissed, nobody gets angry, no one wants to step up. They just kind of put their head in the sand and go away, and it sucks, man.
I agree. I agree with them. I think a lot of fans feel that way. They're out there. Their fans are working their butts off, buying tickets, going to games.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I think over time, what I've realized, I think we've all done this. It's like, if you're really emotionally invested in a team and they lose, it hurts. So you're watching on TV or you're at the game, and then you might see, why is he hugging that guy? Why are they laughing after the game? Why are they exchanging jerseys? It's a little different, but then right after the game, like what we don't see, and I'm not saying like people are throwing chairs in the locker room, but maybe they are. Maybe there's some harsh words going on. Maybe, but even if that's happening, that's giving this team the benefit of the doubt. I'd like to see more of that where we do see it.
Right.
On the court, where, again, the stuff we said when it was Phoenix, when Phoenix beat them and Sabonis got tossed to the ground and the elbow to the neck. Again, you don't have to fight, but you could. You could also get in the face. You could also try to start something. You're like, that's not cool. Doesn't even matter who it is, your best player, your worst player. Stand up for them. Last night, the Detroit-Minnesota game. Minnesota had 3 different instances where they felt like Detroit's disrespecting us. They stepped in. Both sides kind of went after it. After that, Minnesota annihilated them.
Mm-hmm.
It woke them up.
Yep.
What will it take to wake them up? And that's what I think is a fair question.
And the only problem is, the scary thing is that there may be nothing to wake.
Yeah, that's true.
It might just be who they are.
Because it's like, oh, this loss will get them. Will it? Which one? I could point to 10 of them where you go, well, that's embarrassing. That's unacceptable. This is a 30-point loss. Well, there's not one of those. There's about 8 of those.
And how long have we, how many years have we been saying Kings need dogs?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, to your point, Minnesota outscoring the Pistons, who were leading for much of the first half. In fact, they were up 34-20 on the Timberwolves in Minnesota. The Wolves outscored them 69-44 in the second half.
Yeah. The other part that Cameron made that I don't think is far-fetched or wrong, but I think he's like, we need an what did he say? Authoritarian. I can't even say it. A coach that's going to be intense.
Yeah.
That's going to push around. I think Mike Brown was more that way.
Yes.
And then it was like, well, he's lost the team. All right. Doug Christie comes from a little bit more of a positive realm, but also Doug will get after him.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little bit of a reflection of the team. Like,
I couldn't,
if you had the harshest yeller at them, I think they're.
This is what we're
the
talking about.
softest gloves on them. I don't think that works either.
Now we're at the point where, and you just know what's going to happen. Doug is going to be the latest sacrificial lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's soft.
Okay.
Doug's a lot of things.
Yeah.
He might be bald. His taste in grapes might be questionable. He ain't soft.
Right.
No part of Doug Christie is soft. So.
Yeah. I mean, yelling at that group, is that going to work? Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. I think this is who they are, which is frustrating for any coach.
Yeah, I've done this show I've done this for almost 25 years now, and this iteration of the show for a long time, and still to this day, the take that I get killed for the most was when I said that the Kings need to trade anybody who's been on the team longer than 3 years and just start over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really honestly starting to kind of go back to that. Like, I wonder what if it's like one of the movies. What is that movie where like the demon gets passed from person to person to person to person by touching him or something or walking by him? Like,
Fallen?
Something like that.
It was with Denzel.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly it. As a matter of fact, what if that's it? What if there's because I don't think there's ever been a Kings team that started with completely new players year after year to year. Like, what if it's just like this thing that started in '85 when they built the team on like a burial ground or something, and then someone cursed them, and then it's just passed through generation. Like, I'm really starting to think crazy stuff like that. The sad thing is, dude, and not to like. The only way anything is ever going to get done around here, the only way any real change is ever going to be affected is if fans get so fed up that they start making noise and unifying. That's the only time anything's ever happened, is when a small group of people unify behind one common cause. Because here's what's on the table for you guys. They're either going to miss the playoffs entirely or they're going to make it. Either way, they're almost certainly not going to have their first round pick. So you don't have that to build on. By the way, San Antonio, who's going to be winning championships sometime around 2031, has the Kings pick swap, which we couldn't even get back in the Fox trade. Your biggest piece in a rebuild, De'Aaron Fox, you let go for the worst contract in the NBA. And now in the offseason with no first round pick, they will probably make a move or two here and there. DeRozan, who knows? Sabonis is going to, according to Sam and others, is going to want some clarification on the direction of the team. You hear Vlade. I don't buy Vlade's not going to be the next GM. I wouldn't, but Vlade's got a voice. They're probably going to fire Monty, and but it's going to be a reload, not rebuild. It's going to be in their mind reload, not a rebuild. And until they put on their big boy and their big girl pants, in my opinion. So they put on their big boy and big girl pants and say, okay, we need to just gut this thing. We need to gut this thing, and there's no shortcuts. We need to build from the ground up. Bring in a young authoritarian coach, somebody who can teach these guys and create. I swear to God, Jason, I believe that this fan base would actually enjoy a 32-win, young, hungry, diving all over the place, random blowouts on either side because they're young and unpredictable like Houston was 2 years ago. I think this fan base would enjoy that team more than they enjoy this team. I could be wrong. I don't think I am.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. 32 sounds a little bit more optimistic. Sometimes when you gut it, it's like really, really bad.
Sure.
I mean, if you're talking about full gut. But I would go around like just in general, and that I don't think this is exclusive to Vivek. I don't think owners like to do that.
They don't.
And it could be the right way. I don't think it's foolproof that it's the right way, though. That's the problem. There's some examples that it's worked for, but you can also look, the Kings were in the lottery for years.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted wrong.
Yes.
You got to get that part right, no matter where you draft.
Yes.
30th or 2nd.
That's right.
But like they made some colossal mistakes when they were bad.
Yes. They probably had the worst drafting stretch over a 7-year period of any team in NBA history.
And they stayed in the lottery. And so a lot of teams that are in the lottery, it's not a 1 year, hey, they're just there for a year and they're gone. Like, I mean, we could be talking multiple. I mean, the thought sounds good, like tear it down, be bad for a year, and then you're back. Sometimes, but you also might be there for like 7 years.
You might
8
be.
years.
But let me ask you this: which I feel like sometimes you have to take emotion out, and yes, you can't account for luck. But if you had to lay percentage odds, which is more likely that this team is currently constructed with some moves around the edges is going to compete for a championship someday, or if you completely gutted this team, loaded up on draft picks, and let the chips fall? I feel like there's more of a chance at competing for a title because I don't think there's any chance this team will compete for a title.
Yeah, probably
zero
more, but I think that both percentages are low.
I agree with you.
And so then if you've got a business, you don't want to be bad for. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the right way. I just think if you pulled a lot of, like, Phoenix may need to do it, but I don't know. Based on what Ishbia has said, it's like, no, we got the best roster. Like, I can't imagine them doing. A lot of teams don't do it.
Can I say something too? I know we got a break. You know what? Sometimes fans don't know what the hell they're talking about, and sometimes radio hosts don't know what the hell they're talking about. I can promise you this: in Oklahoma City 4 years ago, before the Shea trade, I'll bet you Oklahoma City sports radio and the fans were like, what is this? This is garbage. Right. We went from Harden and Durant and Westbrook, and now we're dealing with this. What is Sam Presti's overrated? La, 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 la. That's where you have to find somebody. You have to find the adult in the room to come in and make the tough decisions and be like, look, you can't run this team based on the whim of the fans or the owner or anybody else. You have to do the smart decisions, and you compile smart decisions. In the end, you improve your odds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's go through those standings. Let's go through those remaining games. And who does this all hinge on? It might be the guy making $45 million a year. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories. And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their #1 priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPfest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPfest.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Jason, you asked me to update you when it was time, and it is.
Did?
Yeah, I over the weekend I finally finished Ghost of Tsushima, the video game.
Dork.
Yeah. Top 5 all-time video game I've ever played.
What are the other 4?
Well, Final Fantasy VII's number 1. Probably Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild is in there.
I know you like Harry Potter.
I've heard of one of these.
It's probably not the best, but I played a ton of Destiny. I got to put that in there just for sheer play value.
Soccer cars.
I have never played it. My son plays soccer cars.
Any classics? Tecmo?
I was gonna go back to a classic. I'm trying to find. Yeah, maybe if I had to go with a classic, probably Star Fox 64. That's such a blast of a game. I can still pull that out.
Hello.
Can still whip that thing out and play with it for a while.
I don't know if any of these things you've just said.
No?
I've heard of Star Fox and I heard of Legend of Zelda.
Seriously.
No, he's saying a different Zelda, Jason.
Yeah, this is like from 5 years ago. That Zelda.
When was the other one from?
85.
85? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Not 85.
Yeah, it was one of the more
95?
No.
Yeah, where's Duck Hunt at?
Yeah, it was right around that time.
Wait, seriously? 85?
I could be wrong.
I was playing video games, but I didn't play games like that.
You played like Tron, Jason.
February 21st, 1986.
I did play Tron Deadly Discs.
What was the
Snafu?
What was the last? Honestly, what was the last video game you played?
Like home system?
Yeah.
Or at
because like Golden Tee doesn't count, like or whatever. Like,
has Jason ever played Golden Tee?
Oh yeah, Golden Tee's
okay.
awesome. Just like this.
Oh, you're a cheater.
How?
If you guys have
to do one hand?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
What do you do? Wait. What are you saying is cheating? How?
Two hands. Like
just doing the two and going like.
That's right. Yeah.
You're
I do
cheating.
the thumbs. I don't go back. The only time I ever go back on Golden Tee with the ball is when I need to curve.
What if some guy had some weird thing to where he can do a golf swing but didn't have to do a backswing and just hit it perfectly all the time? You're like, oh, that's good.
Good on him.
Wow, teach me how to Dougie, bud.
Yeah. My nephew had a video game probably that he was playing maybe 2 Christmases ago, and he was totally into it. I'm like, all right, let me try. It was some shooting thing.
Oh God, I want you to remember.
Oh, I
what
bet
it was.
Jason was really back in Wii back in the day.
Yeah, I played.
Yeah,
Wii.
Wii was fun.
Yeah, Guitar Hero.
You guys ever come up? I got a little golden tee up there.
Yeah, and I'll do that, and Chris will be like,
Just waiting for that invite.
Let's do that. Let's have a boys' weekend up there. That'd be not weird.
"What do we do?"
We could barbecue.
Okay.
Watch TV.
Oh, can we make a pizza?
Oh, I'll go get the one over the fence.
We could.
I don't want to pet the deer.
Sit in the spa together. Hey, is that weird? I'm just saying, the three of us in my backyard.
It's not, but
it's
it
not.
sounds weird.
And by the way, even if it was, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right? No, but it's not.
Like, when I say,
that would be the selling point.
I want to be clear to everybody because that sounds a little off. Listen, I don't mean is that weird. I mean, for the three of us individuals, Jason, Chris, and Dave, would be, it's evening, got the little lights on in the backyard, nice view.
Dave, not those bubbles again.
Spa's bubbling away, and the three of us are just chilling in the spa, all shirtless, just
with root beers.
Just a couple of boys soft boiling the eggs.
What? Now it's weird. It wouldn't be weird, and then Chris would say something weird. Or like someone's foot would touch somebody's leg. And it's like, who's that? I'd be like, that's me. Have a nice breakfast.
No eggs. No eggs.
Let's do it. I have to go up to the thing. I mean, that'd be fun. Anyways, there's your update, Jason. You asked.
I did.
I did put out a Twitter poll during the break, just kind of to update everyone, see where we're at.
What's the question?
So it's very simple. So keep the pick, make the plan.
Keep the pick,
make the plan. You got a choice. You can
it's keep the pick or make the plan.
Yeah,
one of the two.
You got to choose one of the two. 120 votes in, and the poll is 5 minutes. People are very passionate about this. Guys, which do you think's winning and by how much? Keep the pick or make the plan. What are Kings fans saying today?
It's Twitter.
How long has it been out for?
It's been out for 6 minutes now.
I think they're aggressive.
But 120 votes in.
Keep the pick is 54 to 46.
Keep the pick is 66%.
Above that, north of that,
77%.
It's still early.
It is still early. I think it's going to hold.
How would you answer that?
I'd say keep it.
We're still waiting for Maricopa County to come in.
Chris, how would you answer that?
I don't want them to make a plan.
Yeah, I think I'm there too, but I'm like,
why would you? I'm totally not being disrespectful or saying you're wrong in any way, shape, or form. I'm just honestly curious. Why is the play-in worth more to you than, let's say, the number 12 pick in the draft? What would be the reason?
Well, then they'd keep that, right? Or they wouldn't. They wouldn't keep it.
No, they wouldn't. It's the choice is to keep it, and you.
So yeah, I totally take the play-in over a 12th pick.
Why?
You think this team that they've shown is that they're going to get this game changer player in the 12th pick?
Look, I struggle with that question a lot, Chris, because I see that online. Like when we're talking about a rebuild, and people will say, "Guys, we've had top 5 picks, top 8 picks, but it never worked." Well, I feel like that is more like the away team has won 7 consecutive March Madness games. Well, that was them. And yeah, you can have these things, but none of those people are still here that made those picks. And by the way, we got Tyrese Halliburton with the number 12 pick like 20 minutes ago. I get he's in Indiana now, but case in point, yes, you can get game-changing players at the 12.
Wouldn't not getting a pick be better for you wanting to blow everything up?
No, because honestly, the right move would, in my mind, my humble opinion, the right move would be to get the 12 pick this year if you can. And then as you're blowing it up next year and stockpiling, you're going to miss next year. And that only conveys if it's outside the top 10. It's the perfect time if you're going to rebuild to do it, because now you'll get this pick, you'll get next year's pick, and then it conveys to 2 second rounders. So you just carry it through. I get, well, again, I asked you why. I don't need to.
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's more positives to making it. There's more short-term positives. I think if you kept the pick, there's potential that you help the team.
Yeah.
But not certainty. And just like, I don't even know what's a higher percentage of keeping the 12th pick and that helping you in turning things around versus getting into the play-in and having any kind of success, whatever that might mean as far as a win, 2 wins, and into the playoffs. I don't think anybody thinks anything further than that, but I think it would still feel like if you won enough to be the 9 or 10 and then won that game and won the second game and got to the postseason, I think that would feel moderately successful.
Is there an argument that the worst possible thing for this ownership and franchise to have is some sort of false sense that we're almost there?
Yeah.
That it's almost like they're so stubborn that maybe the best thing to do would be to give them no inclination that this team is currently constructed can be anything other than what they are right now, give or take 5 wins. I don't want to give them hope. I do not want Vivek and Monty having their post-season conversation and having to be like, well, if we just did this, if we just added this guy, no, this team is toxically, my opinion, toxically broken. It's a terrible construction of players that don't fit. That sucks.
Is it far off though? And I'm not even gonna name names. Let's say you took out 2 pieces of that, not toxicity, but top 7 players, took them out, and you added 2 others. That let's go to the OKC model. I don't even know who the 2 players are. I hope they could identify it where you go, I'm not sure that player sounds better than the 2 that left, but you're like, wow, that fit. And all of a sudden, the 5 you kept around with these 2, I just better next year. I'm reaching here.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I don't know. Because, again, we go to OKC where you go, SGA, awesome. Jalen Williams, pretty good. Chet. But as you go down, you're like, man, yeah, good players. But the fit is great. Like Isaiah Joe. If he came to the Kings, I think he's an ordinary Joe. I hate to say the play on words, but, like, do you think he's awesome here?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't because of the fit. I will say
and I
this.
hate to pick on him, but
no,
I
understand that. I would also say that our 3 best, let's say arguably our 3 best players, Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
Have they ever had a good team built around them? And by good, I mean like an actual team that, here's what I mean.
Guess Sabonis would be the closest, right? With Fox.
I think so. I mean, I think DeRozan in his last year in Toronto before they traded him for Kawhi and won a title.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that was
pretty good.
But I don't think any of those guys have ever played on a title contender.
Yeah.
I don't think they have.
Right. Now, some of it's them. Some of it's the team they've been on.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Fair questions.
All right. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll recap 3 in the key for Kings Magic. Kings Pacers as well tonight. We'll go streaking as well. And Jason, you did a lot of work on this. I still want to go over the play-in numbers and whether or not everybody's schedule lines up. Also, Zach LaVine as well. So we have a ton of content to get to in the last hour 20. We're back after this.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Lob ball. George went out and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you today.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, Chris.
What's that?
Hey.
Hey. Hello.
Hello. Who's hot?
Manchester City Football Club.
Do tell.
Well, yesterday they beat Bournemouth 2-1 in the FA Cup's quarterfinal. They are making their way to Wembley Stadium for the 7th year in a row, making the semifinals 7 times in a row.
How about that?
They'll
That
be
is
taking
hot.
on Nottingham Forest.
That's really good.
Nottingham Forest? Okay.
Nottingham Forest. That's where Robin Hood was.
Yeah.
And his merry men.
I drove past that place once. By the way, my last trip over to England, I drove past. I saw the sign that when I was driving with a buddy of mine over there. I saw the sign that said Nottingham Forest. It was like an exit. Of course, it was on the left side. And I'm staring out the window the whole time. He goes, "What are you staring at, mate?" And I go, "Nottingham Forest." He goes, "Yeah, dude, it's a forest." Like, it's completely normal to them over there. It's just a forest. It's just trees. And I'm like, Lil Jon, Robin Hood.
Right.
Kind of rolled his eyes. I feel
So
like Robin Hood's a bigger deal over here than there.
It's a great movie.
Great movies. The Disney version.
Favorite one.
Great movie. Followed by the Costner version. Followed by Prince of Thieves.
Men in Tights.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
of Thieves
Prince of
is-
Thieves is the Costner one. Men in Tights. Carrie
Great
Ellis.
movie.
Great movie. I'd put the Costner one ahead of it, but I love them both. And if you switch that,
But Men in Tights is the only Robin Hood with an actual English accent.
I mean, didn't Costner have some weird? It wasn't an English accent, but it was an accent. It was like a slight. It was an affectation.
This is the best you're getting, boy. So
Yeah. And then I don't know. Maybe the Errol Flynn one. I don't care. I'm just saying.
Russell Crowe did a version.
Yeah, Russell Crowe did one. I'm just saying the Errol Flynn one because I feel like I'm supposed to. I don't know that I've ever even seen it. Anyways, that's a Robin Hood more. Who's not?
Who is not? I had it here, and then the Atlanta Braves. They got swept by the San Diego Padres. They are 0-4 to start the season. They got outscored 17-7.
Woof. Woof. From the 916, Sabonis was the second best player on a number 3 seed, even though they lost in the first round. That's still legit. Can't overlook that stuff just to push your narrative. That's the biggest problem I have this year. I've said it before. That is the thing. Listen, what narrative? What narrative is being pushed? What is the narrative? The team sucks. You're good with purgatory. I love DeMontis Sabonis. If he was a religion, I'd go to church on Sundays. I love him. But you can't say, I'm tired of purgatory. We need to rebuild. I see this all the time. Yeah, we need to rebuild. Trade everyone but Keegan, Sabonis, Carter, and Keon Ellis. Okay, that's not how it works. You're not rebuilding with DeRozan and Levine as your trade baits. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. What, you want Sabonis to go through a rebuild? You want to do that for the last 3 years of his prime? You think he's going to want to do that? You really want to? Is that rebuild around Keegan Murray? Okay. Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, Devin Carter? Sure. But those are also other teams covet them too. A lot more than the combined $70 million you're paying DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
Right.
It's not a narrative, dude. Anyways. All right. 3 in the key. Kings Magic. Kings went to Florida. Florida is really stupid, and I don't like it. And then they got their butt kicked, and some people think that's just fine. Let's do it again.
Not bad.
Very energetic. Very energetic. By the way, updating the polls, 77% say keep the pick. 23% say make the play-in. There's 305 votes in. Back to you.
Okay. Go back to that Orlando game, Dave. Our predictions were Kings shooting percentage. They came off their season best. You said they would shoot 43.6. I said 44.2. Chris said 51%. They shot 42%. That's you.
It's me.
That's you.
Thank
James.
you.
Good job.
It's just like winning the first place in the ugly guy contest. What? I don't even get it. Okay.
Keon Ellis had a career high 6 steals in the previous game. So we said, how many steals for Keon Ellis? Davey said 2. I said 3. Chris said 3. He had 0.
Well, we give Keon Ellis a lot of love. Stinkeroni and cheese.
Yeah, foul trouble.
Yeah,
played 18 minutes.
Not a great game for
He was only -1 when they lose by 32.
Well, there you go.
Dave, you said there would be a made Kings 3-pointer from the logo or behind.
Yeah. No.
Did not happen.
I would just have settled for a made Kings 3-pointer.
I had potential here. I said the Kings will have a double-digit comeback. If the game, did they come back?
They did. Almost.
Okay. And
cut it to 11.
Chris said the Kings will win 2 challenges. I don't even think they challenged.
Yeah. Well, they certainly didn't win one challenge, which was compete.
The game.
Yeah. They missed that one.
So there you go. That was a thriller. Want to do it today, though?
Yeah. Let's go, Kings, Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton used to play for the Sacramento Kings, and then he got traded. Now DeMontis Sabonis is on the team, but unfortunately, they're not very good.
I thought you were going to say they faded.
Oh, that would have rhymed, Jason. Yeah. By the way, if the Pacers win tonight, they win the trade?
Ooh. Let's see.
Yeah, something to think on.
It's going to kind of lead into our predictions. So we're going Tyrese Halliburton, points and assists, the things he's best at.
25 and 11.
I have 18 and 11.
13 and 10.
And then DeMontis Sabonis, things he's best at, points and rebounds, even though you could say assists, but I'll do points and rebounds.
16 and 16.
I have 20 and 16.
Wow.
26-14.
Wow.
And then the random stat. Something you're predicting.
The Kings will shoot over 40% from beyond the arc. I'm going to be optimistic, Dave.
Over 40%.
Over 40%, which, by the way, is not like, it's not like they cured, disease or something.
That would be weird. Are you predicting that or no?
I'm going to say that. Long road trip, Jason.
I'm going to say the Kings will score 115 points or more. Lose.
Oh, Jason. Gosh.
So negative.
You stop pushing your narrative.
Yeah. Chris?
There will be a shot of Tyrese Halliburton crying today.
What are we to make of that?
When you say, to be clear, does that mean like tears and like
Yes.
boohoo or just
Tears
like,
will be coming out of his
that's
eyes.
a foul?
Okay.
Does it and is it any tears?
Yes.
So like it could be, I'm so happy we won. I'm so sad we lost. Ouch, my knee. All of those count.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
there's a guy that used to be from Sacramento that keeps heckling me from behind, and
I
he's with his kid.
don't like it. Stop. Swish.
Swoosh. You want to streak?
Let's streak.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
Yeah.
We got some streaks going. Dave was at 5. I'm at 0. Chris is at 4. Dave, on Friday, going into the weekend, you selected Fred E. Freeman.
Yes.
He went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. So Dave's updated season total is a 6-game hitting streak, batting 3 of 13, 230, a homer, and 2 RBI.
That's not great numbers, except the streaks. All that matters.
That's all that matters. I was at 0. I went with Mookie Betts. He went 3 for 5 with 2 homers and 4 RBI on Friday.
How about Mookie Betts? It's like 115 pounds, dealing with whatever God knows he was dealing with, and he's on fire.
He was faking it.
It was
Fakey Betts.
Ozempic. Yeah. There you go.
So my hitting streak's now at 1. I am 4 of 18 on the season, batting 222 with 2 homer and 5 RBI.
That's pretty darn good.
And Chris was at 4. He went with Vladimir Guerrero, who went 2 for 4 with an RBI. So Chris is now batting 6 for 16 with an RBI, 375, and a 5-day hitting streak. So
pretty good.
Ready to pick today.
Okay. All right.
I'm going for the home team.
You know what I was just gonna say? I'm messing with a pretty good streak right here, but I feel like
it's at 6. This is Hardy.
I just
beefy.
I feel like I want to take one for the team, and in celebration of the Ath opening here,
do it.
Not only am I going to take an Ath player, I'm going to take the first Ath player.
LB?
Give me Larry Butts.
Larry Butts.
Give me Lawrence. It's Butler.
Butler?
Yeah. Come
I
on,
am
Larry.
taking the guy behind the dish, Shea Langoliers.
Langoliers, that's the thing that hangs from the ceiling, lights your dining room.
He is going to hit the first home run in Major League Baseball this year in that park. On a Monday during the rain.
In Sacramento.
Yeah. With the wind blowing in.
I'm taking Bo Bichette.
Bichette.
So
Bo
he's
Bichette.
staying away from the home team. And he's wearing an Oakland shirt.
Home team.
I don't see Sacramento on the jersey. What's the home
The team from Yellow County?
Yeah. Greater Sacramento area.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Frankie, he's on the radio. He brings the boom. He brings it.
He brings the boom.
He's going to bring that Sactown Sports Kings Insider next.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 2:30. Tip off at 4.
The Kings play here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. even though regular you burns easily. In fact, vacation you burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because vacation you doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, final hour of the show, as we'll wrap things up at the end of the hour with Alan Stiles, a little crosstalk. But it is Monday. It's 9 a.m. Dave, that means one thing. A visit from our Sacktown Sports Kings insider.
Someone brings
bring the boom.
He does.
That's what we do.
Joining us right now, Sacktown Sports Kings insider, Franklin Caricelli. Good morning, Frankie.
Good morning, boys. Good morning. How we doing today?
Yeah, where are you calling from, buddy?
I'm guessing Verlad told you.
No.
What? I don't know what you speak of. I was just starting the show.
No, baby is sleeping longer, and the office shares a room with his wall. He is getting some precious sleep. My wife is on her spring break this week from school, and I would like to keep that guy sleeping and keep the wife happy as long as possible. So, big things from little Frank sleeping longer through the night, and we're pretty happy about it.
So, are you sitting in your car?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
I'm in my car in the dark garage that is only being lit up by my laptop screen. Yep, this is my office for a little bit here.
Okay, car's off, right?
Car's off.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's getting dark.
Not that bad. I love you.
Things aren't that bad. Things are that bad.
Things are pretty bad, though, friend. Okay, if I were to say the following to you, this team sucks. They quit. They have no heart. Look at that game against Orlando. I want you to be their defense attorney. Can you pull it off?
No, I mean, no, I can't because
the car.
We've seen this. I'm starting the car. Windows are rolled up too, by the way. We've seen this game a couple of times now. We saw it against the Knicks. We saw it against Golden State. We saw it even against Phoenix on the road. I mean, we've seen this team roll over a couple of times, and Orlando was kind of just more of the same. And it really wasn't a game from the beginning. It really was one of those games where you kind of knew where it was heading in the first couple minutes of the first quarter. And it goes back to kind of just the same old thing with this team, which is 3-point shooting. It's whether they can shoot it on their end or whether they can defend it. And they are just not defending the three at all right now. And, it's something that when you look at, and I just kind of looking through it, the last 11 games, the Kings are 3-8. In those 11 games, they've allowed opponents to shoot 46% from three. So 46% from three, they're letting opponents shoot. You're not going to win many games when that happens. And I don't know if it's a matter of the team quitting. It's just a matter of this is who's in the locker room. This is what the team, this is the personnel that they have, and they have to kind of roll through with 8 games remaining. It's not a matter of it's, November or December and the team's trying to figure out their identity. This team's identity is pretty set in stone here with only a couple weeks to go.
Yeah, and Frankie, you've been in coaches' conferences, practice, you hear from the players. I feel like they've all been saying the same thing now for about, 2 to 3 weeks, where it's like, well, we're running out of time. We got to get it together. We still have opportunities to get to do what we want to do. And then it's just, I don't know, it just was so lifeless from them in Orlando, knowing that to start the day, they were 9th by a hair. Now they're in 10th. Phoenix doesn't seem to want to catch them, but I don't know that the Kings can hang on here. They just, I don't know what it is about their approach to these. I just feel like this looks like a team that, for the most part, a lot of these nights are lifeless.
Yeah, it seems like, there's a little bit of check it outedness, if that's a word or however you want to put it. Looking like there's not too much buy-in at the moment. And, I don't know if it's worth reading too deep into that. But at the same time, the results are there. And you look at what the schedule ahead of them, and like you mentioned, Phoenix. I mean, if the quote unquote success is getting to the play-in at this point, which that's the only option available, it looks like that's still likely. I mean, Phoenix, even last night, we'll see what the diagnosis is on Kevin Durant's ankle. That looked pretty bad last night, and Phoenix's schedule still is a buzzsaw till the finish line. The Kings have a couple games this week, which are quote unquote winnable games against Washington and Charlotte. Pretty much the only 2 games the Kings have left that they should get. The odds are still in their favor. They still have a 1.5 lead. The final game of the regular season really could end up mattering a lot if they get closer in the standings. Kings Suns at Golden One Center on April 13th. So it really is, like I said, kind of this team is what it is. And, kind of going back to your previous conversation, which, I just cut and you can check out on the Sacktown Sports YouTube page, little plug. Is it time to kind of have those bigger conversations? Is it time to talk about the future of this roster and what's next? And I know we've talked about it here before. I think that every Kings fan or everyone that's having a conversation about this team is trying to figure out what is the best, road forward. Where should they go? Is it possible to even do a rebuild? I don't know if it is with those big contracts. So if the plan is the goal, it looks like that's probably going to happen. But if playing a game 83 is the ceiling of this team, I don't know how you can look at that and say that's a success. I don't think anybody in-house would think that's a success. I doubt any fans would think that is either, but that's the reality. The Kings right now are probably going to play in a winner-go-home game, and if you win, you get the grand prize of playing another winner-go-home game, and then if you win that game, you get to face a 60-win Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series. So it's pretty bleak right now for as far as the road ahead.
Frankie Caricelli joining us on Kings Doomer Radio, as they call it. Frankie, to the point, 420 votes out right now. 77% of Kings fans polled would like to keep the pick instead of make the play-in. I was thinking about this during the break. It was the 2-year anniversary, we talked about this last weekend, of the Kings snapping their 16-year playoff streak, the Beam team, the number 3 seed, all the things that went into that. And now you just fast forward. I don't know if you had tried to screw this thing up, you could have done any worse. But I'll ask you, and Jason, feel free if you have a thought too, if you could go back in time and change one move the Kings have made over the last 2 years, is there one that pops into your head?
I think it's between it's all kind of like tied together, right? I mean, the firing of Mike Brown is what led to De'Aaron Fox and his camp really kind of, starting to look for a way out. I still think that the De'Aaron Fox trade, that was their biggest asset. You should have gotten more back in that deal. And I think it was Jake Fisher, who reports for Yahoo Sports, just recently said that if you were to poll 100 NBA GMs, 100 NBA front office executives, 100 of those executives would say the Kings should have gotten more back in that deal. And I think we're a Luka Doncic trade to the Lakers away from the Kings kind of being looked at as another laughingstock as far as what they got back in that deal. And that's no shot at Zach LaVine. But I think if you look at the future and road ahead, trading your biggest, trade chip, that you should have probably gotten more as far as those assets go. And you talk about the draft pick and, getting more back in that return. I know that it looked good upon the initial return. When you look at what I think Charlotte's first turns into a second, I can't remember what the stipulations are on it, but
yes,
they just didn't end up getting as much back as they probably should have. And I know that the Spurs have just a lot of young talent too. You look at Sohan, obviously Castle was the name that a lot of fans wanted back in return. It just didn't happen. And now the Kings are in a spot where they have some tradable, draft compensation, and maybe they can get a little bit of value back in some of the deals they can make as far as selling off those contracts. Probably not a lot though. I just think that you probably should have gotten more back for Fox. And, while doing right by him was a good look for the organization and maybe trying to kind of right some wrongs, they could have canvassed the league, I think, a little more, or waited to the offseason and see what the return could have been. Because now you look at the team where you have Domantas Sabonis entering his age 29 season next year. DeRozan, we've talked about a lot. I think he'll be 36 this summer. Zach LaVine's 30 and his contract. You guys have talked about that at length. So I'm not really quite sure as far as stockpiling those assets where the Kings are standing. You have Devin Carter, you have Keegan Murray, you have future draft picks. You don't have this year's most likely. So I think that right now the Kings are kind of just they're handcuffed. And to me, that's the biggest thing. That was like the big move that was looming, was the potential trade of De'Aaron Fox that we kind of thought entering the season. I don't think it was at the front of anyone's mind. I think that nobody, if you could go back to October, would say, wow, the Kings will probably trade De'Aaron Fox this season. It just didn't seem like that was possible because, like you said, Dave, 2 years ago, 2-year anniversary, like the Beam Chants ringing out in Portland, it feels like we're so far removed from that. That feels like it was 10 plus years ago right now. And it's not, and that's a sad thing, a sad reality the Kings are in.
All right, so that's my lead into the following question. So season ends, whatever, miss the play-in, make the play, who cares? Season ends. Normally, I would say Monty McNair should have already been fired. Like, you want to talk about how not to GM this team 101. The Fox trade was an abomination. Picking, the shoulder issue to Devin Carter as your 17th guard was bad. DeRozan and LaVine combined is bad. Just on and on and on. And, of course, there's some good things he's done. Here's my issue, though. I'm curious where you stand. Is Monty McNair the problem, or is Monty McNair have strings attached to him? Is he being puppeted?
I think that we all know that at the tippy top, there's been some spurts where there's been a lot of hands-on involvement and there's been some hands-off. And I think right now we're seeing a lot of hands-on again. And, I think you mentioned, and as was circulated around last week, that Vlade Divac is looking like he's back in the fold here and been seen around on the road and
he never
Kings games. And
he never left.
He never left.
He
never left. And I think we're kind of seeing some shades back into that dark chapter. And I think right now it's going to be intriguing to see, because I do think that Monty McNair, it'd be interesting to see now that Wes Wilcox being gone as well, how he operates in that role. And like you mentioned, Dave, I don't know if it's possible or likely to move forward with him after this year. And we'll see if that changes. He's 1 year left on his contract, I believe. But it kind of puts us back in that conversation of, will you have a GM and head coach that are locked in unison? And it seemed like that we really didn't, even recently with Mike Brown in this front office and this GM and assistant GM group. We look back to that Pete D'Alessandro, Mike Malone situation where you hire a coach for the GM. I mean, so it'll be interesting to see how they operate with that. Because, if the Kings lose the play-in game April 15th or 16th, that news usually trickles in pretty quick. We'll usually know pretty fast after that if the GM will be retained, if Doug Christie will be, that intern tag gets lifted, or if the Kings are going to conduct a head coaching search. We still don't really have any clear direction on where they're going there. I think if you could have, polled us media back when the switch was made with Doug, it seemed pretty sure that he'd be back. And now it's kind of a question of, okay, well, what direction is the team going in? Because if they're going into a rebuild, is Doug the best person to kind of look into that, to lead that group, or is it better to go find someone that's out there, because jobs open, as we saw with Taylor Jenkins, jobs open, people get relieved that you didn't think they would get fired from their certain jobs. So we'll see if that happens. But I think it'd be really, really interesting to see if Monty does keep his job, because I do think that he's made some good moves, but we all also know he's been very passive and let a couple things slip by that probably set the Kings back a little bit. So I think it'd be interesting in my opinion, You see the Kings bring in a GM who has experience being a GM, not a first-time general manager, which I think the Kings have hired. I think their last 3 GMs have been first-time general managers. So it'd be interesting to see if they could bring someone in that has some experience there. And, you know, who knows? Maybe the Kings could throw a bunch of money at Bob Myers. I think that someone on our airwaves have brought up that idea. That'd be interesting as well. Using the word interesting a lot because that's just kind of the state of the Kings right now. It can go in a bunch of different directions, but right now it's looking pretty bleak. Not to continue to be dark and in this garage with no lighting to be a doomer.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
That's the reality they're in, Frankie. As tonight, it's tough to get right against Indiana, a team that 2 games ago scored a franchise record 162. The Kings have had trouble stopping people. We know there's Halliburton, Sabonis storylines in this one, but last time they played, Indiana embarrassed the Kings with a big second half at Golden One Center. What do you think about tonight's matchup between the Pacers?
I mean, it kind of comes back to the same conversation. As if the Kings can contain the perimeter, good things usually happen. And, you know, from a matchup standpoint, this is a team that doesn't really rely on three-pointers as much. I think they hurt the Kings more in the paint, and Pascal Siakam is a player who definitely can give the Kings a headache. We'll see if Keegan Murray has the work cut out for him tonight. But, you know, Tyrese Halliburton, someone who, is that still a conversation? I'm not sure. I think that ship has sailed, and he's in a better spot here. Domantas Sabonis back home in Indiana. We'll see if he can get a little revenge. But, I mean, again, looking for signs of life. That's the biggest thing. There's still 8 games left. Can the Kings show some signs of life? And they've rebounded a couple of times from those ugly losses earlier in the year. And, you know, there's still a little bit of time for them to, you know, pick up some momentum and hopefully kind of steal one in Indiana. And you play against Charlotte and Washington and try to see if you can throw together one last winning streak. Because if it matters, if you care or are into that kind of thing, the Kings still need, 5 wins to reach the 500 mark. And that means 5-3 over the final 8. That looks like it's pretty unlikely as well. But you never know what could happen. But if you want to do that, you have to win tonight in Indiana.
That's Frankie Caricelli, Sacramento Kings insider. You can read him at SactownSports.com. Of course, follow him on Twitter. Get out of the garage, buddy. Your duties are done, and we'll talk to you soon.
Backing out now. Thanks, guys.
See, that's Frankie. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to try to fit a lot into a little. Kings in 10th right now. Can they hang on? We'll look at those schedules, Zach LaVine numbers, and we'll preview tonight's game against the Pacers. We'll do all that right after this.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 2:30. Tip off at 4.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You up with the best in local sports.
Just get interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Text line at 916-339-1140. So, hey, guys, you got to look at the facts of what happened in the timeline. When Clutch Sports came to Sac and met with the front office and Fox, Mike was fired like 10 days later. Obviously, Clutch told the front office Fox didn't have intentions to stay in Sac. Fox hung around a little longer to see if he made All-NBA for the bonus. Once that was off the table, he was out of here. Fox really tied the hands of the front office. Look, I know there's a lot of things that sort of line up there, and I would just say correlation doesn't always mean causation or vice versa. I always forget. Look, you did not have to trade him then, and you did not have to trade him to the Spurs. I understand that's where he said he wanted to go. Doesn't mean you have to. If you don't have the deal that you want, you wait until the offseason when 29 other teams can join in, or 28. Yeah, it's a rental. But just so you understand, if only there was another example that we could compare it to. Wait, there was. The Jimmy Butler trade was a great trade for the Warriors, but it's not like the Heat got more back for Jimmy Butler by far than the Kings did for De'Aaron Fox. And the Jimmy Butler exit was far, far sloppier, far more dramatic than, Jimmy wasn't even basically playing. He was publicly calling out the organization, the GM, Pat Riley, and that's an established championship culture. They still managed to pull it off well. So again, when you're judging the front office, it's very difficult because on one hand, they could have waited.
Yeah.
Even Fox thought they were going to wait. You still have a whole nother year, and who knows what the hell is going to happen. Players get traded all the time in the second to last year of their contract, thinking one thing and then deciding something different. We've seen that right here in Sacramento before. They panicked. They felt like they could get a win now guy. I'm sure Fox's finger didn't help the whole situation, and it didn't work. And now not only are they stuck, but they're stuck with a terrible contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it, even though it's smaller, I still can't believe they didn't get the 31 pick swap back. You don't get Stephon Castle, you don't get Devin Vassell, you don't get Jeremy Sohan. What? Okay, you didn't even get your pick swap back. And then the Charlotte pick was a farce. That's the only way that was a first round pick is if Charlotte made the playoffs this year. That's 2 seconds. Didn't they got a Minnesota pick in a few years, I think?
I think that sounds right.
Right, and some seconds, which allowed him to get Jonas Valanciunas. You got to be fair.
Yeah. When you asked Frankie that question of the last 2 years, like what's the one move, if you could change one move, I think where I would go, he brought up the Fox trade, which is more than fair. I think after the original Beam Team season where they finished third as far as seeding, because it just worked out that way. I mean, it was 48 wins. Next year was 46 and they were 9th. There were moves to be made that offseason.
Yes.
And I understand why they didn't, because they just had a very good season.
Yeah.
But I think if they had done something there, and we're looking at like Barnes, maybe Herter, even though they were wildly successful or successful.
Yes.
I think if you do that then, and I don't know what that is, but maybe none of the other stuff happens.
Plus the Beam team was an outlier, just how injured the rest of the West was and how healthy the Kings were. Like I was looking, Domantas Sabonis has only missed 5 games before this season.
We can't forget that even though Monty McNair has had 2 pretty big explosion trades, the Halliburton-Sabonis trade, now the Fox trade, there's a lot of inactivity in between that. There were a lot of months, summer times, trade deadlines, the little meme where someone's poking the thing with a stick saying do something. That was, I mean, there's even a Twitter account out there that's like, did Monty make a move yet? It's and again, don't run it the way the fans say, but there's I agree with you, Jason. I do. I think
and that might have changed all the rest of this. Might
have at least given the appearance that there was some help coming. 14 days left in the NBA regular season. Number 9, Dallas, just a bit ahead of the Kings, has Brooklyn, Atlanta, at the Clippers twice, Lakers at home, Toronto, and at Memphis. I mean, I see at least 3 wins there.
Yeah, and if you go on tonight, I think they'll beat Brooklyn, and I believe the Kings would lose to the Pacers. So it could be a game and a half by the end of the night. Now, remember, they have the tiebreakers. All the Kings have to do is finish in a tie. But, yeah, anyway.
Sacramento has tonight in Indiana, at Washington, at Charlotte, at Cleveland, at Detroit, and then home against Denver, the Clippers, and Phoenix. I see 2 to 3 wins there.
Okay.
Phoenix, at Milwaukee, at Boston, at New York, home Golden State, home Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and at Sacramento. I see San Antonio and then Sacramento. But that's
if you say the Kings get, even if they get 2, then all they get is San Antonio. That last game means 0.
I just don't. It's just so hard to see.
Yeah,
it really does. The only question in my mind, the biggest question in my mind now, if I had to rank them, would be, are the Kings going to catch Dallas?
Yeah.
I think and I think the most likely thing based on schedules is Dallas will be the 9, Kings will be the 10. The Kings are going to travel to Dallas for a one-off. And then should they win that, then what is it, Minnesota and somebody?
It just depends. Right now, it could be the Warriors, could be the Timberwolves, could be the Clippers. That's changing a lot too, the 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, as we look at the standings right now, the Clippers are, the Mavericks aren't going to catch the Clippers, so we can move beyond that. There is a 2-game difference between the number 5 seed Grizzlies and the number 8 seed Clippers. The Clippers are a half game behind the Timberwolves for 7th. The Timberwolves are a half game behind the Warriors for 6th. The Warriors are a game behind the Grizzlies for 5th. The Grizzlies are a game behind the Lakers for 4th. And then, for funsies, the Lakers are a game and a half behind the Nuggets, who are 2 games behind the Rockets. Yeah. It is just jam-packed. 6.5 games separate the 2 and the 8 seed.
Yeah, but we're getting down to it where some teams have 7 games. Like, there's just not that many games left.
No, they're all running out of time. Funny enough, the top 4 in the Western Conference have a combined 15-game winning streak. The bottom 5 in the Western Conference are collectively 1-16 right now, with the Pelicans, the only one of those below the Mavericks, including the Kings, to even have a win going right now, streak-wise. When Zach LaVine scores 22 or more, Jason Ross, these are your numbers. They are 8-3. They are 2-11 when he does not.
I guess I never really thought of it that way.
And I don't know if it's just that simple, but he's kind of here to replace De'Aaron Fox, and I don't think he's doing that.
No, and they just have not figured out a way. I want to say that, and you mentioned it too, they haven't figured out a way to unlock him necessarily, but I don't know what the hell it is, because you've seen some phenomenal games from Zach LaVine in a Kings uniform. He has had, he's coming off 29 against Portland, 30 against the Clippers in LA, 36 the game before against San Antonio. But he's also averaging 20 points this month. But his splits are 52, 44, 84 this month, even with the drop. Look, if you put money and age and everything else aside, I'd rather have LaVine than DeMar DeRozan. I think he's just more of a DeRozan's a better scorer. I think LaVine's a more efficient, more complete player. But I don't think the difference is that crazy. You disagree?
I think Zach, when he's right, he is.
I agree with you there.
Who's the best player in the team?
Sabonis, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Sabonis or DeRozan.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's not LaVine.
No,
he's not playing like it.
No, he's not. He's. It's interesting because will the real Zach LaVine stand up?
Yeah, that's where I'm. Again, maybe need more time, more people that really do this for hone in on it. But to me, I know as difficult as it would be to deal Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
And I think you could deal DeMar DeRozan quicker and easier, but I don't know who makes you better. Not that DeRozan's making him that great, but like if you just found a deal to move LaVine, I don't know. I don't know how you. It's a mess. They got a little bit of a mess here.
Does 29 versus 35 factor in? Oh, I said leaving age out, to be fair. I said leaving age out. Yeah,
no, I'm less concerned about it because none of this is these guys. How long are they going to be here for anyway? I don't. We were worried about Harrison Barnes a year or two. He's not. He's on another team, and he'll probably be on another team after the Spurs.
Hey, LaVine has 0.2 of a point higher of a value over a replacement player.
Okay, well, there it is.
Maybe it shoves your argument right in the dirt. We'll take a break when we come back. What to watch tonight, including a big game locally and a big game sort of in Indiana. Plus, we'll check what's going on around the Kings and Pacers before we get to crosstalk with Alan Stiles next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry, from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigiOJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit, with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigiOJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Join Tom's Watch Bar for all the madness now through April 7th. With over 100 screens, Tom's Watch Bar is Sacramento's biggest sports bar and party. Enjoy all the action with 360-degree viewing and electric game day atmosphere. Tom's Watch Bar. All the sports, all the time.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It wasn't joking rain. It was serious rain.
Serious rain.
Where we're at, some sort of cell just passed by here in Commerce Circle, and we had I walked out the door, and it sounded like a bunch of little feet stamping on the roof. It was so rainy.
Tiny feet.
Coming back in through Midtown.
If tonight's game is rained out, do we take that as some sort of weird Sacramento sign? I know I will.
Okay.
I will. Opening day rained out.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be clear, though. It's going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to Dave's Doppler.
Dave's Doppler says that. Let's
up by 5, right?
Things can change. People change.
Seasons change.
Taking a look right now, Jason Ross. Looks like the rain's expected to stop in about 12 minutes. and then it's going to be windy until 5. Then we're going to get a little more rain at 5, and then a little sunshine peeking out. Little bit of sunshine, Jason Ross, peeking out by the time we have game time here. I'm going to check the 12-hour forecast, Jason, and yep, well. Yeah, hey, Ron. Yeah, yep. Looks like it's pretty clear. Everything will be east of us. If you're if we were making our debut in Placerville, Meadow Vista, Pollock Pines, Colfax, Jackson, rained out.
Good thing we're not.
Rained out.
I mean, they'd have just as good a chance to keep the A's.
All purple on the east, little blue stripe, all white where the
snow?
No, white means clear on that Doppler, Jason. This weather report brought to you by Gonzalez Law.
Yeah.
Gonzalez Law, clear things up in your life.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Hopefully, the new drainage system can take care of this.
Yeah, we're
Should be
gonna
just fine.
Jason is very confident. Jason is you're confident. Things are gonna be fine today.
Yeah.
Watch. Are you gonna be there?
No, we have Kings.
Oh yeah, you have Kings. That's right. Early start. You like that, don't you?
I love that.
Yeah, why can't you go from here right to the game?
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
Big baseball fan like you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to go tomorrow.
I guess. Oh, you're going tomorrow?
I think so.
Hey.
Yeah.
Where are you? Oh, you were saying tickets are cheaper than they appear, huh?
Well, I think then when they're
Ooh, I'm just thinking of something bad now.
What?
You pay all that money to go to the first game in the grass.
Oh,
that might be slippery, wet, muddy.
Bring a tarp.
That actually does suck. You pay all that money to go to a game to because you want to be at opening night. Excuse me. But then if it did get rained out, like what happens? You get a refund or a ticket, a future ticket, but it's not opening night. So what about? I'm just saying, what about the people that paid?
So if it got rained out today, tomorrow would be opening night.
But they wouldn't have tickets then, right?
At some point, because the Cubs only come once, they're going to play a doubleheader here.
But I'm
like I was talking to Jason. The worst case scenario would be is if we can't play the game for whatever reason. We're gonna have this game at 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna be at work. I can't get off of work. I can't go to the game. Now the ticket that I had for opening night is opening day, and I can't make it.
I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, and maybe I'm overthinking it.
You?
Yeah, right. If you paid, I don't know, $1,500 for a pair of decent seats tonight. It's opening night. Things are a little through the roof. Game gets rained out. You get I don't know if you get a refund or tickets to a future event, but it's not opening. You paid a premium for opening night, but you don't get opening night.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of screwed there. I'm trying to figure out, for example, what they're listing tomorrow's tickets are for. Usually on ESPN they have like they
don't list them.
They don't list them, which does that mean it's sold out? Even if it's sold out, you'd think let me see what's going on tonight. I'm on I believe it's pronounced Stuboob.
Oh, Stuboob. Yeah, see what they say.
Let's see, pair of tickets. Hey, you can get a pair of tickets on the lawn for $98 each.
Okay.
What? Really?
Are they more or less than you thought?
Section 101. Oh, okay. I mean, they're still good, but I'm thinking like Section 101. Section 101 is the last one behind. It's down the right field line.
Okay.
Right. Section 101, row 7, $99 each. Interesting. If you want to sit, Jason Ross, behind, really? If you want to sit right behind home plate tonight, you can get row 20 directly behind home plate for $120 each. I mean, look, $120, $120. Don't get me wrong, but
expensive ticket.
That's not what I was.
But for the first ever game in Sacramento, that's not.
I certainly wasn't expecting
hideous.
That. No, it was not. That's not hideous at all, Jason W. Ross. Not at all. I would.
Remember the Kings Warriors playoff tickets were like $300 and $400.
Oof.
That was playoffs, but
yeah, playoffs.
Special ticket. This is a special ticket tonight.
You know what? Probably get
limited seating, not many seats.
Bet you there's even right now, better chance at seeing another Kings playoff game at Golden One Center than there is seeing another Athletics debut game in Sacramento down the road. Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mind blown.
Kings Pacers 4 p.m. tonight. Jason's favorite start time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you could, what is your favorite start
time? Probably 10 a.m. right after the show. No, 4 is good.
4?
What about the 3 o'clock afternoon game?
That was good. Saturday was a little weird with the Orlando game because it was like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
here,
that was weird.
5 there, and it was kind of get your day started, and you're like, I got to leave.
I played golf. I forgot they were on.
Yeah, which was good. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. Nets at Mavericks tonight.
Okay.
Old friend Jordy Fernandez.
Yeah. Come on, Jordy, help us out.
Yeah, come on, Jord. Cubs and A's.
Yes. Sacramento debut.
Giants and Astros.
So I know you're not going to the game tonight, but will you watch it? Let's just see what Sacramento looks like.
Yeah, I 100% will. I will watch. I'll probably watch that game cover to cover. I'll certainly watch the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I want to see whatever pageantry and I don't know, whatever. It'd just be cool to see that stadium and having it be Major League Baseball. Hey, do Jenny and Dallas, they gotta they're not living here, right? They gotta commute every day. Kind of stinks for them.
Yes, Dallas. I mean, yeah, is he still in Stockton?
Oh, I don't know.
Or wherever he was.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, that's not that bad. Can I say this? Shout out NBC Sports California. Can they go ahead and build a studio up here, though? Can they just build a studio? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
How hard is it? You got equipment. Build a studio, dude.
Yeah, you got 2 teams up here.
You got the A's and the Kings. Right. That's enough. Like a little studio.
We got a warehouse out there. We could probably get our engineering crew to whip something up real good.
I'm saying, man. Making these poor bastards go to downtown San Francisco every freaking day.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's what we were saying this in the studio the other day. Look, the Kings, it was terrible. Lose by 30. It was bad. Nothing good about it. They said the only good thing is we're right here and get to drive home, as opposed to doing a post-game breakdown on TV and then have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours home.
Yeah, that's just butt. When it's like during the week, a game in LA.
Yeah.
Game's over at like 11, 10:30, whatever. You get out of there around 11:30. Then you're driving home. Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of us watch the game. Oh, yeah, and you're hobbling. It would be great out there right now, by the way, but this isn't hobbling time. Sorry.
You said driving.
My bad. I did. My bad. The rest of us are asleep on our couch. We fell asleep during the post game. Got a morning show to do the next day.
That loud commercial comes on.
Blissfully sleeping, dreaming of the 16th at the Masters. You're at Augusta. Great shot. Everyone's clapping, and then da-da-da, 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 which every Kings fan who's ever watched a game on TV and had that knows exactly what I'm talking about, and they still haven't fixed it.
You've been watching the A's on YouTube TV, right?
Yeah.
Notice anything about that?
What?
What they're calling the A's?
The Athletics?
Oakland Athletics.
Are they on really? On which broadcast?
All of them.
Are they really?
They haven't changed that yet. No one told YouTube.
YouTube is such a rebel. Good for you, too. We'll take a break. Alan Stiles is going to join us, and we're going to do a little cross talk. Alan's going to talk about the A's and what's going on tonight. Also, he had something else on his Twitter that I thought was interesting. He wanted to go over today as well with Kings. I'll ask him to preview that and more, plus celebrity birthdays coming up right over those.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head, and the total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door, service is their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey,
Alan's here.
Hey, Alan is right here. And here he goes, Alan sitting in the chair. He's looking at his headphones right now, looking to get the adapter in. He's got the adapter. It's in. What? Well, did they? Let's see. Did they fix it? And yeah, Jason. How's yours?
Over there.
Wow.
Yeah, they took Jason's and gave it to you, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got to rob Peter to pay Paul. You know?
Yeah.
What did you say on your Twitter that caught my eye? Something you're going to go over today that.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
It's pretty crazy, man.
Well,
the Desmond Bain, how he said about Taylor Jenkins, he didn't take any shots.
Yeah.
You know, great game plan. It's just very confusing, and I know a lot of people are, stop going in the past type deal. Somebody commented, and it is very fascinating. De'Aaron Fox, who was the Mike Brown guy,
God, we traded him.
That was the question that led to, was the same question, any guilt?
Yeah.
Right? And De'Aaron said guilt.
Yeah, I don't know about
and
that.
then went on to say that was the famous he still gets paid thing. Now, De'Aaron, my theory is he didn't feel guilt because he said he wanted him, right? But my thought process is, well, you can say you want him all you want, but you have to win games, right? And we can say, well, De'Aaron maybe didn't think that he'd get fired after 5 games, but this goes back to last season. That's why the extension took so long. And it was just refreshing to see a player say he put in a good game plan. And if we want to get out of the time machine and go to now, we can like Doug Christie all we want. And I thought he was safe, but he's really starting to, not him, but the team is really starting to push the line on, especially with the Taylor Jenkins now available. You know, who else? Because everyone keeps saying, well, Doug's already there. They're already paying Mike. Well, they're going to have to pay Doug. He might be cheaper than Taylor Jenkins, but either way, they're paying Mike and another coach. Keeping Doug doesn't necessarily, I mean, you're saving a little bit of money, but I don't know. It's not as if Doug saves you that much. It's almost similar to the A's Vegas situation and staying in Sacramento. It's, does staying in Sac save you that much? I don't know.
I guess the other side of that is, why pay more for a different coach to fail with this team?
But you're going to have to give Doug is on clutch. You're going to have to give Doug a new contract.
Sure, but it'd be cheaper than Taylor Jenkins.
Okay. I mean, I sure.
You think any coach is going to come in here with this team and be successful?
guess we're asking. It's one thing to want a new coach. It's another thing for a new coach to want to come to Sacramento.
Oh, and I imagine there's going to be a ton of really quality coaches lining up to come here too, because if there's an organization that certainly has a great reputation on how to handle coaches. So when Rick Pitino's assistant with St. John's is being sold to us in July as a top up-and-coming mind, let's just harken back. By the way, on the Fox thing, I do love how half our fan base forgot that towards the end there, like, what was the other one? It was after Detroit, and he was like, oh, it doesn't matter what I think anyways.
Right.
Like, did everybody forget that De'Aaron Fox has answered questions like that his entire career? He is incredibly blunt. And he doesn't change. He's always been like that. He's been dry, blunt.
And that's why, you know what, as I went back and forth yesterday when I heard the Desmond Bain thing and I thought, oh, it would have been nice if somebody said that. That's why I can live in a world where De'Aaron might have wanted Mike, but I'm not happy with what they got back for De'Aaron, but I'm not really upset that De'Aaron's no longer here. Because that, to me,
I think both of those can be true.
Yeah.
I think
that's
De'Aaron
where I'm
had
at.
to go, but also that trade was
That's where I'm at.
terrible.
I listened back to what he said as Mike is his guy, and sure, you can say that's who he was, but that's why De'Aaron wants to be Robin, not Batman.
Jason. Yep.
Both things can be true.
Yeah. Well, he ain't here now, pal.
No.
Oh, hey, by the way, if you had a choice between the plan,
I voted.
You voted. Okay, so
you didn't get it? Does it list off who
it
each person voted for?
Make the plan versus keep the pick. 643 votes in over the last hour 20. 76%.
Wow.
Say keep the pick. What did you say?
Yes.
Keep the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doomer.
Yeah. There is a way in the weeds where you can make obviously if you make the playoffs, you
lose the pick.
You lose the pick, but you can make the play in, and Kyle and I are going to get into it a little bit, but you can make the play in, and if the Hawks and the Pistons have better records, but then also lose, you could still keep it even if you're the number 10.
You're going on the radio with this.
Not today.
I asked because Kyle came in and started talking about it, and my head started spinning. And I said, gun to your favorite relative's head. If you're wrong, how sure are you that this is
We're
right?
We're workshopping it, not today.
He gave me a 78%.
We are workshopping.
Okay, so you're going to workshop out that extra 20.
That is not a Monday thing.
Yeah. Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Chris visited us on Friday. My kids would like to thank Crumble Chris for the couple of cookies I brought home, and it was very enjoyable. In fact, I see a Crumble box out in the garbage right now.
They didn't make it to Saturday, though.
They did? No. Crumble Cookies. That's a cookie.
I think Jason is 0 for 3 on crumble cookies.
Lately,
yeah. You're on.
But you couldn't get them anyways.
You're on a bad streak. Couldn't get them anyways? Oh.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
On this date, in what year did the movie The Matrix
come
out?
I think I'm going to get this. Oh, it's 1 of 2 years.
1 of 2.
1997. Might be a year late.
99.
It was either between 1999 or 1998 for me, so I'll say 1998.
All right, we have 3 years covered. We have a correct answer. It goes to Alan Stiles.
There you go, Alan.
1999.
Wow.
It was between 1 and 2 years, just not the
Just
year
not
you
that
said.
year, yeah.
On this date, in what year? Tommy Boy.
Who's your favorite team?
The Yankees.
1996.
Between 2 years.
2 ferns.
97.
1995.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Christopher Law, 1995. Happy birthday, Christopher Walken.
Oh, you should ask.
Is that your Walken?
Hey!
You should ask Sean Cunningham to do his Walken impression.
It gets me every single time.
He thinks it's very, very good, and it's not.
Yeah. You hear people trying to do Walken, and you either really know how to do it or you don't.
Most people is just Jay Moore's impression of Jay Walken.
Right. It's just pukey and like, hey, we need more cowbell. That's not.
It's kind of like John Travolta and Christopher Walken at the same time.
Christopher Walken. Oh God, he's probably really old, isn't he? 76.
Severance?
Yes.
Christopher Walken's in Severance? Oh, that's great.
77.
82.
Yeah, I feel like Chris is closest.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Lloyd, 82 for Christopher Walken. Okay, you guys know who William Daniels is?
Oh, Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Which character?
Mr. Feeney. He's also the voice of Kit.
Why don't you go first, Chris?
I'm going to say he is 95 years old today.
94.
92.
Happy 98th birthday. Wow, that would surprise me. Rhea Perlman from Cheers.
Hey,
Danny
Carla.
DeVito's wife. Are they still married?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
They were like the perfect couple, too.
Yeah.
Like the perfect
Were
couple.
they?
I mean, they just looked like they belonged together. Okay. Carla, Rhea.
Tortelli.
What?
Carla Tortelli.
Carla Tortelli.
I watched an episode of Cheers like recently. I'm like, this is a very funny show.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know her legal friend, that Rhea is actually her middle name?
No.
Her legal first name? You know what it is.
No. One of two choices.
That's Rhea Perlman is 78.
80.
She is 79.
Dave is close to 77. Al Gore.
Algorithm. He is 70.
In the lockbox.
He's 77.
76.
74.
We have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave, 77. Bob Myers.
51.
No.
50.
55.
We have a correct answer that goes to Alan Stiles, 50. And the last one, James Wiseman.
24.
Never made it as a Wiseman.
Here's a lefty.
Shut up, Nickelback. Yeah, hey, we don't have to go or anything. Take it. It's your show.
25.
26.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Carmichael Dave, 24.
3 out of 4 to end the show. Appreciate that. Alan's got a lot of King stuff coming up in A's Baseball.
A's Baseball. Bob Nightingale joins us.
Nice.
12
That's a good get.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow, great get for Alan, for Jason, for Chris, for Frankie in the garage. We'll see you tomorrow. Light the beam. Bye-bye now.
You never know what you might hear when